what time it is, man. What time?
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal.
Ready, buddy?
We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind.
Around the world, throughout the world, you know what I mean, through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast for Monday, July the 8th, 2013, with Irv, Ed, and yours truly, DB here.
Good morning, everybody. What's the weather like today?
What's the weather? It's so far
it's light out.
It's light out there.
Okay, this light.
It's light out. I mean, which is kind of strange considering this weekend you could barely see the sun up. It's 71 degrees outside. The sun is barely peeping out of the clouds with a chance of thunderstorms later in the afternoon with a high of 88 and a low of 72.
Yeah, we're going to crank you up.
Yeah, it's 8:10 a.m.
All right, here we go.
Let's get to
A lot of shit is going down today.
Irv's got something.
We got some stuff. We got a wing
got
dang doodle.
A lot of stuff.
We got some wing dang doodles for you for right now.
Well, first I want to give my condolences once again to DS.
Yeah.
I know little Lola died over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful little dog.
Beautiful dog.
She was barking up and so active during the time that I went over to DS's house for a picnic that he had. And it's a horrible that she had it for a long time. DS had this little dog. It was really DS's dog, but, Lacey, of course, became very attached to the dog, and it's terrible,
Mm-hmm.
Terrible loss. I'm sorry to hear that. 13 years you had her. That's a long time.
Very long.
And let me tell you, I only had mine for 3 days. And the devastation of me losing my little dog is beyond anything I felt in many, many, many years. And so I can only imagine, 13 years old. I'm once again, I'm really sorry about your loss.
Mm-hmm.
And now for my loss, as everyone knows, who's a friend of mine on Facebook, all hell's gonna break loose starting tomorrow. I not only got a reference to what is going on by Sarah Tenen, who is a woman that oversees that shelter, the Macon Bibb Animal Welfare Shelter. That's all they call it, Macon Bibb Animal Welfare. It sounds like government program for, doling out food or money. But in fact, it's an animal welfare shelter, and at 1010 11th Street in Macon, Georgia.
Obviously, sounds like
she then leaves me a message saying, "I'm sorry that your dog has parvo. I'm so glad that you're committed to helping her." She knew since Friday that my dog was dead. She knew it. And yet, she's not even making mention of it this morning. Well, as far as I know, Joe Allen is on his way over there. And he wants a fire. And the other person that I blame in all this nonsense is this Lonzy Edwards guy. Whoever the hell he is, he ain't gonna throw up no frickin' racist card with me. He's got no leg to stand on. And I'm gonna make sure that I get all over his ass tomorrow. This Lonzy Edwards guy. He runs that commission like a mafia, from what I'm gathering. I mean, Sam Hart didn't even return my phone call, didn't return anybody's phone call all weekend. Who the hell is that Sam Hart? That guy is about as spineless as they come. All right? We got a whole bunch of people here that are making reference to just about anything that goes on in this city. And yet Sam Hart seems to turn a blind eye to everything. I mean, even Tower made mention that this morning, that Meth in the Morning, that creepy-ass freaking racist show with those two dumb morons sitting there, and most of the people allowing them to stay on there, most of the racist white people that are in Macon, Georgia, I'll say it just like that allowed this punks to stay on the air. They make mention of a little crap that I put up on Facebook regarding Anthony and his run for mayor, and I'm sure that they got a hold of this whole goddamn thing that I'm dealing with a dog and parvo, and I bet they didn't even make mention of it. Because they're afraid of Lonzy Edwards, and they know that the commission for some reason has some kind of power over them. Well, he's got no power over me. I could give a rat's ass who he is. I could care who you are, Mr. Edwards. And I'm coming after you because you're the one that's responsible for hiring this Sarah Tennant, who's well known in Alabama in an all-kill shelter. Whatever's going on down there is going to stop. And as far as I'm concerned, I got a lot of animal rights advocates behind me. They're all going to show up. They're all going to show up. And those that don't show up, I'm going to call them out and say you're a bunch of hypocrites. You crybabies all over Facebook saying, oh, poor doggy, and yet you don't even show any support. Everybody's going to get it. I'm furious. They messed up. They're going to have a dog day afternoon all day tomorrow. It's going to be like a bank being held up. I'm going to hold up that frickin' Bibb County Courthouse where almost nobody could get in or out and let them arrest my ass. But I'm going to have a press conference there tomorrow, and the press better show up because God knows I'm going to go to each and every one of their offices and raise hell if they don't. This is ridiculous. And let me just say this. You collect the sound bites, Anthony. I want you to do that. You collect the sound bites that I'm having here, the frustration that I have to deal with in this frickin' city. Where not only do I get abused by a police officer, but they're going around shooting innocent people unarmed. And now they got a rampant rage of frickin' parvo. That's how disgusting the city becomes. That even the little animals die here for no good reason. People are dying left and right, and so are the animals. We're living in a hellhole. What the hell's going on here? And nobody's saying anything about it. I'm sick and tired of it. Thank you, Anthony. I know you'll be there. I'm sick and tired of the bullshit that goes on in the city. This city needs to be scolded and shamed. And it's gonna be. Because they just playing with fire. Now I have no dog to take care of. I just got more time. And I don't give a shit. I'll walk downtown to City Hall if I have to. I'm sick and tired of this crap. Everybody's sitting around doing nothing. But scratching their heads and pointing fingers to somebody else. It's their fault, their fault. And I told from Joe Allen all the way down. I told them all. I said, I don't give a shit. You're a commissioner. You get in there. Oh, I have no power. Bullshit. Bullshit. How come a guy like Anthony Harris, who has no power politically, can move frickin' mountains with the police department? How could a guy like me, nobody even knows me, and those that do are scared the shit out of me, or hate me, or think I'm crazy, I still get 6% of the vote. What's going on in this city? You tell me. You've been living here.
It's pretty much a nutshell. Be the change that you want to see in this world. Quote by Gandhi. I mean, you pretty much said it all. I mean, there's really nothing else to add. I was shocked that the puppy died this weekend. I thought it. I mean, at best, even the animal shelter. I mean, the animal hospital that you drove you to. I mean, did say, I'm glad that you actually took her, because if you would have waited another day, she would have
been dead.
She would have died. But I thought she would at least had a fighting chance.
No.
At least another 2, maybe 5 years. At best.
Mr. Mike, they had a sale going on Wednesday. The day before 4th of July. Mm-hmm. They said, "Oh, come down, free neutering and spaying and all that."
Yes, and if they weren't spayed, you had to pay $50 for the thing for
them to do it. I went down there, and they didn't even know the gender of one dog, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I told them that it's a girl, not a boy, they were like, "Oh, really?" And they're all looking at each other like a bunch of morons. They don't even know what kind of freaking gender animals they have, right? So already it brought up some concern. I said, well, shit happens. No big deal. Well, guess what? They give me a little dog, a puppy, I picked out. It was racked with parvo. Racked. Mm-hmm. It didn't even last 3 days. She was dead on Friday at 11:57. After I took her down to the vet, I got her medicine. I'm force feeding this dog the medicine. This dog is going through hell and in pain.
The dog should have never gone home with you. Parvo is a death sentence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's diagnosed with parvo, the vet should have kept it. It should have never come home with you. No dog puppy survives parvo.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Corona maybe.
Yeah.
But not parvo.
Yeah, not parvo. And then I have a commissioner. God bless his heart. What do they say? What do they say in the South when they're really calling you an asshole?
Well, bless your heart.
Yeah, bless his heart. Bless his heart. He's going out there now trying to find out what the hell's going on. But the fact of the matter is that even this morning he said, make sure that you got your facial head. I don't want to go in there and have my head chopped off. Blah, blah. I'm like, God damn it, go there and tell them they got freaking parvo. That's all you have to say. Your shelter's filled with parvo. One dog gets it, they all get it. Or they all have the possibility of getting it, especially in that shelter. Mm-hmm. That place is like a freaking box. Bunch of morons.
And you got MAZ calling today too, right?
Yeah. MAZ's going to call me today. They want to run this goddamn story early on. They want to get to the heart of the matter. It's ridiculous, folks. I mean, that you can't even adopt a freaking puppy from a city shelter without it fucking dying on you from parvo. I get so mad. It's outrageous. And then the director is you're in an all-kill shelter, woman. This is all you've been doing, is killing off. And I believe that the sale was put on, and this is my gambit on it. I wouldn't put it past anybody at this point. I don't trust anybody. Maybe you.
Okay.
But I don't trust anybody. I bet you she put on that freaking sale because she knew that some of these dogs were sick and she got to get them the hell out of there, so she's not accused of killing all these animals because they have parvo. She wanted to get rid of them. Oh, I have a sale, you have to pay, and everybody's going to bum rush in and grab animals and go.
So in other words, it pretty much gave people like lemons.
Right, like selling a lemon.
Huh.
Yeah, even though, and this is about as sour as you could possibly get, folks. Not making light of this. My little dog suffered. She came to me, she was right here next to me 5 minutes before she died. So help me God, I believe, and that sticks to my brain like glue. That little dog was saying goodbye to me. I swear to God. It kept looking up at me. I picked it up. I'm petting it. and she just kind of stood there and she was kind of purring, you know, and I knew that it was the pain
Whimpering.
that she was dealing with.
Whimpering. I mean,
Yeah,
whimpering. 'Cause
but
cats purr.
whimpering, but no, she had that like a purring sound. Probably her lungs were all filled with who knows what. Next thing you know, she jumps off my lap. She kind of looks back, keeps walking in the room, lays down. Within 3 minutes, I hear a big yelp. You know, I knew. And I said, oh, God. I went in there to check in on her. Gone. I started wailing, like going crazy. Poor Ed had to get up to hearing me screaming like a freaking maniac, trying to calm me down. I mean, it's a traumatic situation. I had the dog's body outside, right here on my little porch area. I was able to bury it yesterday.
You want me to show a picture?
Pardon?
You want me to show her a picture or no? The picture?
Yeah, show the picture of my dead little dog. This is what she looked like. This is what's been all over Facebook. And this moron woman now says to me this morning at 7:40, I'm sorry your dog has parvo, making no reference of her death, even though she's a friend of mine on Facebook, even though it's all over Facebook, even though she knew from Friday, according to Deborah or Donna Singleton, whatever. She's on my Facebook page, telling me that I informed her that the shelter had parvo. And I reported it to the Department of Agriculture. This is what my dog looked like after she's dead. This is what she looked like before. You have that picture, Ed? How'd she look when she was alive? You know, I'm serious. Moving right along. I'm not moving right along yet. I'm still not done.
Okay.
This is what she looked like. She was gorgeous.
Gorgeous black lab, chocolate brownish lab.
Yeah. Absolutely heart-wrenching. This is about as sickening as it gets. Of course, the vet screwed up. She gave me a dog racked with parvo. I found a story last year, 2012, when they had the very same issue. And they had to kill off all the dogs. And it was a big hoobaloo here in Macon. And I even made mention of it when they were going to build that. They're still building it.
Yeah, they're still building
That
a brand new-
multi-million-dollar freaking cage that they're putting up in the North Macon.
Wouldn't not to go off topic, but wouldn't there was a one that they closed down because the stench was
Yeah, they moved into
That's the one.
City Park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
And it got to the point, that's why they built a new one, because to make that place right, they have to tear it all the way down to the ground and rebuild it.
Yeah.
They can't
Okay.
fix it. It's unfixable.
because to tell you the truth, I don't know how. Truth be told, I don't know how in the world they were able to work there because if you've been there, Ed, I'm telling you right now, the stench.
I know.
Is
When
atrocious.
When I was at Central City Park, I went down there, and they were all in cages in there where the rodeo place is, and they had the G-Wing guys, the guys from the jail there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They weren't feeding them, and they weren't giving them water, and they weren't cleaning. The reason why they weren't feeding or giving them water, because if you feed them and give them water, they're going to pee and shit. Less to have to clean. I mean, that was terrible. There's nobody who's washing them.
Mm-hmm.
It was disgusting.
Well, when I worked for my sister, she still has the kennel up in New York. It's called now New York Dog Daycare. But at the time, because she does daycare for dogs. And I remember when it used to be known as Professionalized Pet Care by Alice. And she did, from Rosie O'Donnell Dog, Miles Davis, she was doing all the top dogs in New York City.
Right.
And she lived upstairs. She had a big penthouse. We had a rooftop park for the dogs. And then we had over 10,000 square feet of dog rooms where they had couches and beds and all that shit. My sister used to ring me about every 3 hours. It's time to mop. It's time. And I'm like, God damn it. How many times do I have to mop this freaking place?
Yeah.
I never asked her. Why are we mopping the floors with bleach every 3 hours? You know why? because of this very same issue. She wanted to prevent any parvo from developing, even though in order for those dogs to be let in, they had to have their parvo shots and proof of it. They couldn't just come in, yeah, she had a parvo. No, show me proof. Show me paperwork. And it had to be done within 6 months. In other words, that paperwork couldn't be more than 6 months old. After 6 months, she wouldn't take it. She didn't want to risk it. They had to have all their rabies shots. They had to be registered. In other words, have a collar with a number on it. I mean, she's like real militant about information. Do you think they do that at the shelter? I don't think so. Now, yeah, mind you, half of these dogs are picked up off the street. But according to a story last year, which is the point I wanted to get at earlier, they were supposed to be giving parvo shots. That was on Fox 24. They were supposed to give parvo shots and rabies shots to these dogs before they allowed them to leave the shelter. That they, by mandatory, they had the money, sort of, to have this done. Well, obviously, they're not doing it anymore. What happened? They had a horrible situation a year and a half ago where every single animal had to be put down. They had to clean up that whole freaking place in and out. What happened? And they hired this woman, supposedly to make things better, right? Now this woman is going to be in charge of a multi-million-dollar facility, all state-of-the-art, that's built by, not surprisingly, a Dunwoody. So you know they're making money somehow, somewhere, on land that belongs to Macon. Macon handed him the land for less than $1.
Boy.
And now they're going to have a bigger shelter run by this woman who obviously can't even control and not even be able to get in touch with her all freaking weekend. Meanwhile, those dogs sat in there with parvo all weekend.
No
Even though she's on Facebook, and I messaged her on Facebook. I called the Bibb County Animal Welfare Center, whatever.
They were like
On Friday, nobody answered the phone.
the majority of the pets were already taken out. Remember when we went there? It was like
No, there was about 10 left.
10, yeah, about 10.
About 10 left.
So at least between Wednesday and Friday, they pretty much all were gone, right? Pretty much.
Now there you go. I have seen many times one of the guys in the back was spraying down the cages with a hose. No cleaner, no disinfectant. Brother, it stunk like a zoo.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no smell of bleach whatsoever anywhere there.
No.
I mean,
If it
bleach
was,
lingers.
if there were some bleach, it was very minuscule. It was.
Well,
it was
I don't know.
minuscule.
Maybe you smell better than me. You're a non-smoker. But let me tell you, I smell the bleach. If there's a little bit of bleach on the floor or anything, I smell it. I didn't smell shit. Oh, no. As a matter of fact, that's all I smelled.
Yeah, you did smell some shit.
I smelled
And some
shit.
urine too. She almost one of them almost peed on me. Remember when we were walking Logan? Logan almost peed on me.
Yeah.
When we were walking her on that little grassy place.
Yeah, I mean, I would go to see if our dog was picked up a few times, and also whenever we friends would go to adopt, it was disgusting dead. This is back in the 90s, early 80s, 90s. You know, and I guess even recent. And remember, you know, a lot of this stuff is just ridiculous. Pork steak, I'm not even going to answer your stupid ass fucking question. You're a moron, obviously. You're a pig. To even suggest such a thing, you stupid ass. As a matter of fact, fuck you. Goodbye. I'm going to get rid of your ass.
You ban him?
Ban that son of a bitch.
Good. He's probably already
Go
done.
fuck yourself. And your mother.
Forget your mother.
Let me get your
Your mother's
Yeah,
a bitch.
Fuck yourself. Fuck your mother too.
Not putting up with anybody's shit today.
So DB, tell us about your trip this weekend.
My trip?
Yeah.
I didn't have A trip.
When you met up with the Senadoras.
Ah, hey,
Oh,
now.
there you go.
Ha
There's a little
Yes,
good
indeed.
news.
Yes, that's some nice. Well, I don't know. There were 2 or 3 there. I mean, you have Carolina, the blonde one, then you had like the hot raven-haired Alba Galindo. But somewhere, Natalia was nowhere to be found. I don't know why. She's the Auburn one, auburn-haired woman. That's usually C3 of them.
She smelled nice.
Oh, I didn't know the dog pound was taken down here. He said the dog pound was taken down from Vaughn.
Yes.
Now I guess, yeah, we're gonna go after the other dog pound. Sorry about the delay on reading some of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bunch of fat ass, lazy ass workers who want to sit behind a desk and shoot the shit with the dog catchers. Who are fat, lazy asses. Absolutely.
Yes,
Dog
thank you.
catchers like to stop at the donut shop.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you too much. I appreciate it.
Ooh la la. There we go. She was there. She threw her. You threw her over the railing.
No. I don't throw away booty calls. No. Mm-mm.
Amen. Well,
No,
that's
she
good.
was asleep or something. I don't know. Whatever. She was probably like gambling.
How did we
Anyway.
take it down? How? What? Because their ratings suck. They had nothing to offer.
You may got your profile picture now.
Oh, profile picture.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Anyway, let's say hello to our wonderful chatters who are always around, hanging out with us.
Oh yes, thank you, Diaz Photo Guy for coming in. Plastic Canvas, also here forever. Jimbo from Australia. Good day,
Len
Mike.
Jimbo.
Michelle Stacy.
What did I say? Chap?
Yeah.
No,
Mike. Good day,
Oh,
Mike.
Mike. Hey,
Yeah.
Mike.
Michelle Stacy, Shawty Brave 72, Too Much, Vorbabite, Ned Stark, and Tower of London. How you
It's
doing?
good to have you.
And this-
All right, Tower,
this
tell me a
Manic
little
Monday.
bit about Meth in the Morning. How did they mention my ad? Obviously, they saw it. They saw your picture. They mentioned it in Meth in the Morning about the Monopoly guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, they saw that?
They mentioned it.
Oh, okay, yeah. 'Cause, I think Rick Knight's on my friend list, so he probably seen it, or somebody sent it in.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it was Saibuki who made the reference to Dick Dastardly.
Exhausted.
You know, looking like Dick Dastardly, and then
Yeah.
I thought about Snidely Whiplash.
Oh, okay. Dick
but then I thought
Dastardly.
the Monopoly Man.
The Monopoly Man, yeah.
Because right now, Megan's into Monopoly.
I know.
Okay, if they elect the same old shit they got, they're not going to change this.
Well, that's what I'm gonna go with. Helping Anthony. Well, not helping, but
Dog
just
Pound's
putting
not
Anthony
shut down.
out there. Obviously, I got a lot of responses from the post, so it's obviously catching on. But Tower, okay, you didn't watch much of it, but you heard or overheard them saying it, right? What were they saying? What did you catch them saying? Anyway, let me see. Damn kids don't need to eat. Humans are leeches, animals are not. Yeah, it was funny. I turned the TV on, 7:43, and stopped by there. Within 3 minutes, they took a call from a guy named Kevin. Is Kevin the one that notified them about the ad? You getting another dog? Yes, yeah, I am, Ned. I'm gonna get another dog, but I have to wait. This house has to be completely bleached out. I've been doing it, but I have to get rid of a lot of stuff and bleach it out even further, and then wait 2 weeks. So it's gonna be another month or so before I even consider
What
getting
about
another dog.
what about the rug? You may have to get rid of the
Well,
rug.
no, actually, the rug, they told me there's a cleaner that I can get. It wasn't too bad, but who knows? I may just throw the whole damn rug out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, maybe probably want to hold it for a while till finances are better.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. I mean, right now they owe me money. I gotta collect my $50 that I gave them.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna probably sue. That looks pretty likely. And what I want is not only the money that I spent on when you and I went to.
To the hospital.
We
Yeah,
went and
hospital.
bought dog food and all that shit at Family Dollar. I spent about about
$10 or $15?
no, it's more than 10.
20?
Like 45 or something like that.
Okay.
There, plus $100 on the on the doctor for parvo medicine. So, who knows? Good morning, Retro Mike.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we pretty much got it all out in the open, I do have some other local news going on.
Oh, I see. Okay, let's do the local news. I did want to mention, Tower London said, Kevin said on Meth in the Morning, that crappy ass racist show with two knuckleheads. Kevin said, what do you guys think of the guy that looks like the Monopoly Man and says that the city is like a bad game of Monopoly? So, of course, giving misinformation. He does look like the Monopoly Man, but he did not say. It was me that said it. Good morning, Bean. Good morning. Good morning, Plastic Canvas. Good morning, Ellen Macon. Morning, everybody. It's good to have everybody on board. Okay.
Good morning, Bean.
What's in the news, brother? Let's go right to the news. We got a lot of shit going on besides what's happening here in Macon.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Some crazy stuff during the weekend. This Ocmulgee River victim identified Florida man has been arrested. Telfair County Sheriff Chris Stevenson tells WJXA that a Florida man has been arrested in connection with a body that was found in the Ocmulgee River in Telfair County. Stevenson also tells them that they also identified the victim. Joshua Lamar Helton, age 25, of the Plant City, Florida area, has been charged in connection with the body. Telfair County investigators considered the case a homicide since day one. And Helton was taken into custody by investigators with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Helton is being held at the Hillsborough County Jail in Hillsborough County, Florida, on a Telfair County murder charge as the investigation continues. The body has been identified as that of a 64-year-old Judy Morrow of Tampa, Florida. Morrow's body was pulled from the Ocmulgee River near the Jacksonville River landing by fishermen on July the 4th. Sheriff Stevenson says the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the head. Stevenson says investigations have been determined that Helton was a former neighbor of Morrow and had a relationship with the family. Stevenson also says that the investigators are still trying to determine if the murder took place in Tampa, Jacksonville, Georgia, or elsewhere, and how the body ended up in the river. And there'll be more updates on this as the day continues.
Wow, well, not good news for that guy.
Yeah, not good news for him.
You know?
But
all right, what else is in the news? I didn't want to talk about that guy.
Well, yeah.
I hope he goes to jail for life.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Macon man rebuilds his life after a tree thrashes his trailer. I think this is from good friend Tristan Drummond for WJXA.
Okay.
Yes, a Macon man is salvaging what he can from his trailer after a tree has fallen and hit his trailer during a storm more than a week ago. It says Joey Green picks up the pieces of his life this past Saturday that lay under the rubble. The 52-year-old man was inside the trailer of his twin brothers, Terry Green, when the tree came smashing down on the roof. He says, I got halfway up and the ceiling came down on top of me and had a refrigerator in the house and had two stands in the house that took the blunt of the trailer. And if they didn't, it would have killed me straight up.
Wow.
It says, so basically the refrigerator that was standing next to the wall basically took the brunt of the force of that tree, which gave him enough room to escape.
What a lucky bastard.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was... But he's a lucky guy. He's a lucky guy.
Lucky guy, whatever.
Yeah. He and his brother survived, but their belongings are ruined. Mr. Green says, I lost everything I had.
I would save that refrigerator, I swear to God.
Oh, yeah.
And whatever shape it is, build it a shrine.
Oh, yes. He says, I lost everything I had. I couldn't afford to put insurance on it, Green said. Now he and his brother are now living with their mother in Byron and trying to put their lives back together. He says, I was shook up about it because it could have been my life. God spared me, and I'm just going to take it as a blessing that God's got something better for me. And so Green's Church, Victory Baptist Church.
You know what's so ironic is here in Macon, Georgia, it's the freaking inanimate objects that are better heroes than people. Ain't that some shit? A goddamn refrigerator is a bigger hero than any human being imaginable.
Yeah.
There are not that many heroes here.
In addition to which, Green's Church, Victory Baptist Church, is trying to help the two brothers. So if you want to help, give us donations. You could send the donation to 5687 Houston Road, Macon, Georgia 312 31216. That's the Victory Baptist Church, 5687. That's 5687 Houston Road, Macon, Georgia, 31216. Houston Road, that's not too far from here.
Well, that's not too
Not
far.
too
But now I have a question. The first thing that comes to my mind, I know the church is asking for donations from the community, but how much money do they have in the bank for benevolence? Don't they collect benevolence every week? I know my church had over $98,000 sitting in a bank doing shit with it, even though every week they were collecting money.
Oh, yeah. Ed, you were saying?
Kevin Ezel, EZZELL, a friend of yours, he's the one who reposted the picture of the Monopoly Man.
No, there you go.
Oh,
I just
okay.
looked it up.
There you
on
go.
Next.
Great. All right. Well, good to know. Well, they said Rick Knight, whatever, said something about if you're not going to post anything nice or say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Obviously.
Tower Leonard was right when you said that inanimate objects are treated better than living things.
Yeah, really. I mean, I'm serious. It's ridiculous.
Says, case in point, let us worry about the slash tires, not worry about the precious puppies. About referring to back when the slash tires of the police cars were.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I remember that.
3-4
By the way,
months
a man was robbed on Sunday morning in West Macon in a hotel. That's according to Bibb County Sheriff's Office. Police say 26-year-old Javier Carranza was visiting a friend at the motel at 5009 Harrison Road in West Bibb County. As Carranza returned to his car about 4:30 a.m., 4 to 5 men approached him. Jesus. They were dressed in all black and demanding money. One of them had a handgun. Police say Carranza was hit with a gun, and the suspect took the money from him and other things from his car. Carranza was transported to the medical center and treated for minor injuries. Anyone with information for this incident are urged to contact Bibb County Sheriff's Office at 478-746-9441 or Regional Crime Cyber at 1-877-68-CRIME. You notice how all of a sudden now, well, this was in West Macon. Mm-hmm. This, I guess, will be considered part of Bibb County, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because usually they say the Macon Police Department. I guess they're not getting the calls anymore. Who knows? Anyway, good morning, Donnie Curry. Good to have you on board. Let me see. I have no idea how No Kill Animal Shelter receives its funding. Maybe it doesn't come out of the city budget. No, it comes out of the county budget. It used to come out of the city budget.
Okay.
The county took it over. Hey, Shorty. Good to have you. Retro Mike, good morning. Who else? All right. What else is in the news?
Well, we do have some good news, at least some good animal news, I should say. Bully dog owners visit Perry. Bully dog lovers ascend to Perry this past Saturday to appreciate the breed's good ownership. Oh, yeah, the video. Okay.
Ready?
Well, yeah, roll that beautiful footage,
Yeah.
Ed.
Come on, Ed.
And we roll it.
And in other news, pit bull attacks seem to be happening more often in Middle Georgia. While the dog can get a bad reputation, dog owners are coming together in Perry to celebrate the breed's positive attributes. WGXA's Kristen Drummond has more.
Nikki Bassett loves pit bulls. I love to show my support and my love for the breed. That's why she brought her 6-year-old pit bull Kiki to the annual Bully Independence Day in Perry, an event that draws people from all over the U.S. Not only are people celebrating the dog and other bully breeds during the holiday weekend, but recognizing good ownership.
We will stand up for our breed. We will back them up until the death of us. We love them, and we're just trying to promote them to let the population know that they are a good dog.
People come and see what the true dog is. They're lovable dogs.
The event showcases the breed's positive aspects, but there have been more than 120 dog bites in Bibb County this year. Roughly 25 have been attributed to pit bulls. Dogbites.org states that nationally, from 2005 to 2012, pit bulls killed 151 people and accounted for 60% of recorded deaths by the breed. While the pit bull receives a bad reputation, owners here say it's not entirely the dog's fault.
Owners are responsible first, before the breed of dog, before any animal.
Christopher Bennett is a former animal cruelty investigator. Dealing with many cases in his life, Bennett says lack of dog socialization and owner education can lead to accidents.
A lot of times we find a younger element of people that are attracted to the dogs for the wrong reasons. The very things that we're trying to deflect from
they gravitate to. They like a dog with a spike collar on. They like a dog that looks tough, and they in turn try to make that dog act the part. And they don't realize at times that they're just creating a dog that's scared and nervous and doesn't know how to act in public.
As for Bassett, she continues to shower Kiki with love.
I trust this dog with my life.
Kristen Drummond, WGXA.
The event will be held in Perry at the National Fairground and Agri Center again next year.
Yeah, that is true. I had to agree. That was a very good video. That was through News Central WJXA, hosted by Amber Jones during this past weekend. Thank you, Amber Jones, for that wonderful video news clip, and then thank you, Ed, for airing it and sharing it. Yeah, that was true. There's a lot of there's a lot more dogs other than pit bulls who bite, and I have to agree. There's a lot of dogs, particularly Chihuahuas and other small dogs, that actually bite more. In fact, during the late 80s and 90s, I had to wear nothing but high top sneakers all the time, just to visit some people because of their freaking dogs. Used to bite people at the heels and the ankles and stuff. I had to wear nothing but really thick jeans and high tops and stuff because I just didn't like to get bit all the time. That's why I'm kind of antsy around those dogs. It seems like they just have something to nibble on, just a chip or something to bite on, a chip on their shoulder or something or chip chew on, whatever you want to call it. But that's how it goes. Italian Greyhounds nip all the time. Speaking of which, how's Caesar? How's Caesar, Tower? Is Caesar still alive? I know he's like around 14 years old or going on 15. Tell me, is the legend true? Dogs don't like black folks. Well, didn't you know I was a white black guy? Didn't you get the news? You didn't get the memo? Anyway.
It's lost in the mail.
Yeah, lost in the mail. I didn't get it. Okay. Yes, he is a champ. When we have people come by, they're more afraid of Caesar, the Italian Greyhound, than Zero, the Golden Retriever. Well, I guess maybe because Golden Retrievers have a much better reputation. I don't know about Italian Greyhounds. I mean, I've been to the Greyhound bus station, but that's
Don't ever ride a Greyhound. My first and last experience was the Shias.
Yeah. My German Shepherd is more scary than any little. Oh, no kidding. I wouldn't. I don't disagree with you there. I do not agree with you there. Actually, Irv is in the other room right now talking to Sandra Tedden, who's in charge of the Macon Bibb County Animal Welfare Shelter that we went to last week to get Lexi, the dark chocolate brown lab that we have. Needless to say, he's definitely furious about this whole thing. In other news,
he became very attached to it. I
was attached to it.
The short time that puppy was with her, it became a part of his life.
Yeah.
It was ripped right out of his heart.
Yeah, I know, man.
Number one, they should have never let that dog out. Mm-hmm. And the vet sent him home with the dog too. The vet should have known.
The vet should have known.
The dog didn't have a fighting chance.
That's why I asked DS and other people who worked at animal shelters on it. I forgot the person, Mr. Mike. Was Parvo was kind of like the doggy version, the canine version of Ebola or something like that, because not that many people, survive Ebola, and I thought that maybe that's like Parvo was kind of like the dog version, canine version of that.
If you catch Parvo early enough, you can catch. It'll help, but Parvo is bad. Any dog that comes in here right now can get Parvo. Any puppy. Puppies are very susceptible to Parvo.
Oh man. I guess any puppies and any old.
But it's not airborne.
Oh.
Okay, but they get it.
Thank goodness.
Sniffing the feces, wherever they excrement, sniffing, dogs around sniffing their buttholes and stuff like that. You can get it like that too.
Yeah, I do have some 409 if you need any. Do you?
I don't.
Do you need any 409 or any type of?
I don't know.
That's all right.
But in other news, there was this past Thursday night, a woman was shot while sitting on the front porch. Jenny Rowe, age 29, of 3465 Mogul Road, was on her front porch Thursday evening, and she heard explosions, and they said it sounded like fireworks and gunfire. She was shot on the shoulder Thursday night. Miss Rowe told the Bibb County Sheriff's deputies that she heard a popping noise when she was struck in the upper left shoulder by a bullet. She was taken to the medical center of Central Georgia where she was listed in stable condition. The sheriff's office is asking anyone with information about the shooting in that area and to call 478-746-9441 or the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 877-68-CRIME. That's 877-68-CRIME.
And they suspect it was somebody shot in the air.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't shoot a gun in the air, you don't know where the hell thing's going to come down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously people don't know anything about gravity because what goes up must come down. Must come down. Also, some other news nearby. Houston County teenager found in Warner Robins neighborhood. Houston County teenager who went missing Wednesday, July the 3rd, is found in a Warner Robins neighborhood. 15-year-old. This was the story that was about a missing teen. We didn't get enough time to talk about it. Amber Alerts, and plus we didn't know how funny Vaughn is and stuff. But anyway, there's some good news. The 15-year-old Zane Fuller of Byron was located by the Warner Robins Police Department on Friday afternoon walking down Orchard Way. The teenager went missing from the Galleria Mall in Centerville 2 days ago. Her mother, Marilyn Fuller, said, "I'm excited. I'm just glad that she was found and she was okay, and I just can't wait to see her." Says they said no harm is done to her. She's okay. And Miss Fuller works at the JCPenney hair salon. She said Zane and her siblings accompanied her to work that day, and Zane told her around 5:30 that she was going to the bathroom, but Zane never returned. It wasn't until this past Friday, when Warner Robins Police Department received a tip that the teenager was in a neighborhood off of Watson Boulevard. When police arrived, they found Zane walking down the street. However, she wasn't alone. The investigator said that she was with 21-year-old Jacoby Taylor. That's J''COLBY Taylor, Jacoby. A man known by people to be Zane's boyfriend, but that's really brand new news to Marilyn. And her mother he said she was really shocked and surprised. Says, I don't have an issue with her dating, but she knew that I wouldn't approve of a 21-year-old man dating her 15-year-old daughter. But Marilyn claims to be an involved parent, but this incident of running away with a forbidden attraction only escalated her role as a parent. It's really going to make me more aware and more alert, and just make sure that I know her every move and try to know her every move, she said. So basically, until now, Zane has never had a history of running away or disorderly conduct. The teenager was taken to the Centerville Police Department for questioning. For now, Marilyn is glad her daughter is home, safe and sound, but still wrapping around her head around the last 48 hours. As standard procedure, when a minor is found with an adult, the teenager is taken to a hospital for a complete medical evaluation. The Centerville Police Department are continuing their investigation, but have not mentioned any charge yet. So, thank goodness for Zane Fuller being found by the law enforcement, by the Warner Robins Police Department. Thank you, Warner Robins PD, for finding this young teenager. I know her mother is definitely happy that she's now safe and sound. Definitely glad about that. There's some other news. I was trying to find something. Speaking of some kids, it's really strange stuff.
Well, I am, which is why I'm trying to make sure that this does not happen to anyone else.
Okay. Oh, it's 8:56 right now. It's 8:56 right now. It's 72 degrees and sunny in Macon, Georgia, with a high of 88 and a low of 72.
All I know is that there was a story that said that
high of 88 and low of 72.
Any dog that entered that shelter would be given automatically a parvo shot, and they will be given a rabies shot. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think any of them got it. I don't think, and there would have to be proof given. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be more than happy to do that. Okay, very good. I will be there. I want to see the records of, including the dog that I got, whether she got a parvo shot. Yeah. Is it a parvo shot? Is it a parvo shot? A 5-1. All right. Well, no. Listen, I'm not promoting lies. I'm now getting a lot of people coming out of the woodwork and making comments on you, and I've said nothing. I'm only talking about my own experience, that I was given a puppy that died of parvo within 3 days, that I tried to get a hold of your place. I tried to get other people to get you just about anywhere, and I was told by one person that you were informed on Friday. I got a hold of Sarah Tennant. I never got a call from you all weekend. You're right, of course. Well, how come your staff member on Saturday when Joe Allen went there said, I didn't know anything about parvo. I don't know what you're talking about. But don't you stay in touch with your employees while they're on site? Wouldn't you at least try to call them knowing on Friday that you have a parvo outbreak, or possibly call them the next day and let them know, oh, by the way, there's parvo going on. You better clean up that place. He didn't even know anything about it. Right. Well, but I just want to make mention of one other thing. Okay, you don't use Facebook, even though you're on Facebook. Even though you got in touch with me on Facebook this morning. Why couldn't you have done that on Friday or Saturday or Sunday? Why couldn't you message me on Facebook? You thought about it this morning.
All right, we're gonna go to break. We're going to break. Go talk to her out there. Go talk to her.
It's been a really heated argument going on, as we know, between him and the director of the animal shelter, who basically gave him a really very sick, terminally ill puppy. It's going on. It's 9:01 a.m. right now. It's 72 degrees in Macon, Georgia. We're going for a break. You're watching The Morning Roast live from the Nut House in Macon, Georgia. We'll be right back.
All right, friends, this is where they've already launched the rockets, and they're going to tell you about what they've deployed here. This is July 4th. This is NASA that launched 2 rockets. Here's what they're going to tell you they've deployed.
Half-burns deployed.
Let me back that up again. Stop this. Let me back it up.
Copy that, or change that. Roll rate 1/2. Hurt. Half-burns deployed. Oops, on the Black Bear 5 head deployed. Good indicators of chemical deployed.
Chemical deployed. You hear that? Lithium.
And lithium on Tyrium pergine had been deployed.
You hear that, friends? Do you get that? This is where I'm stopping and putting it up. This is the old Marine One. You can listen to it. I've got the video up.
21 payload voltage and currents nominal.
It has been a long, chaotic day in Egypt. CNN teams have been tracking all of the developments. Here's a look now at how the day unfolded.
It's just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was always slugged as a day that could see some unrest, and it's certainly looking as if those signs are coming to fruition here. Calls by the Muslim Brotherhood for a day of rejection, a Friday of rejection is what they're calling it.
We're seeing demonstrators who are absolutely furious. Every time a military chopper flies above, they throw their shoes at it. About a few feet away from here is the beginning of the face-off that has pro-Morsi demonstrators again waving flags, holding up his pictures, cheering. You have scores of soldiers, some of them standing on armored personnel carriers. And about 30 minutes ago, they started firing stun guns, tear gas. What you have is a very tense stare down.
This is not Tahrir Square. We're in front of the University of Cairo, and these people have come out. Are you going to accept the decision by Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to oust him?
No, we don't accept this decision. We see that this is against our president that we elected last year. We are here to support him, and we support him for the last drop of our blood.
Obviously, these are people who passionately believe that the ouster of Mohamed Morsi was a wrong decision, and they're not going to go quietly into the night.
What you're seeing here by these pro-Morsi and Muslim Brotherhood supporters is this sense of anger about the fact that a democratically elected president has been deposed.
We are right in front of the social club of the Presidential Guard headquarters. Over the past few days, there's been lots of reports from state media that that's where former President Mohamed Morsi is being held in custody. There were reports that several people were shot and killed in front of one of these entrances. As soon as we got here, we can tell you that we did see what appears to be one of the fatalities.
We are here to ask them to return back with our president. We want our president to return back because he's the real president of Egypt.
We've spoken to a lot of people who say they're not going to leave until they extract Mohamed Morsi from the Presidential Guard headquarters and take him back to the palace.
They just need their president. They need their president. No more than that. No more than that.
Just when you thought things couldn't get more dramatic, you have today a day filled with intense drama, a day that started with rage from these pro-Morsi demonstrators aimed at the militaries. All of a sudden, this day evolved into these pro-Morsi demonstrators cheering and showing their approval for the armed forces. About 30 minutes ago, we saw 5 military helicopters fly over, towing the flags of the Egyptian armed forces and flying the flag of Egypt. And it was their signal to this crowd that we're with you. And they just erupted and cheered.
It started as a stop for speeding. But Brandy Hamilton, still in her bikini.
Oh, we are back. It's 9:06 a.m. Live at the Nut House. We're watching, or at least even though we're frozen right now, you're watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House in adjacent downtown Macon, Georgia, with Irv, Ed, and yours truly, DB. It's 72 degrees outside. It's sunny for right now, but it's soon to be partly cloudy with a high of 88 and a low of 72. Where there may be some reported thunderstorms and scattered showers later in the afternoon. It's going on 9:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. We're here and we're back. Well, as you know from the last hour,
last hour we have 1 hour left.
Well, previous hour.
Oh.
In the previous hour, we were talking about what happened this weekend.
Derek's got a date with the Senadores.
Now, you know what's happening in Egypt is really kind of a double-edged sword because number one, they had an elected guy, regardless of how lousy, stupid as he was. Mm-hmm. They elected this guy, and then the military goes in and gets him out, and now supposedly they're going to have a free election. Mm-hmm. I think that just, this is like, they want to draw a picture, but it's like me doodling. They're just doodling with government ideas and trying to make this government democratic. In fact, it's not. It's a military dictatorship. Don't give a shit what anybody said. And what's going on here is the people are all fooled to think that, oh, we got Mauricio out, oh, freedom, freedom, my ass. You guys move any inch, 1 inch this way or 1 inch that way, you're going to get shot down by the military. There's a military rule. Go, period. And all the shit about democratic elections and all that is bogus. These people don't even know what the hell a democracy is. They have no clue. All they've ever known is pharaohs and tyrants. And the only one that they got very close was Anwar Sadat, and he was gunned down like a dog
by other Muslims, because he made a peace treaty with Begin and
just take a look. I mean, come on.
Or they're anxious to hear what happened with the phone call.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. She gets on the phone, and now she's trying to throw the guilt trip on me, saying I thought that you, of all people, would understand. I'm like, look, lady, my freaking dog died that came out of your shelter. Then she starts telling me, well, I was doing God's work and blah, blah. I said, listen, I appreciate that you were doing God's work, but doesn't God's work include the animals in that shelter? Doesn't God's work include you making sure that after knowing that I had a problem with Parva, with my dog, that you should have gotten in touch with me? I didn't have your phone number. Well, I'm all over Facebook. How did you get in touch with me this morning? You happened to send me a message on Facebook, and everything was about God, 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 God. And I said to her in the end, look, you believe in this whole thing with God, and I do too. Well, don't you think that maybe God's trying to tell you something, lady? That why me, out of all people, going to that event that you were introduced to the public, and I was sitting there going, thank you, Jesus, we have somebody that may do a good job in that lousy, murderous hellhole of a shelter. All of a sudden now we have somebody that's good. Then now we're having this problem. Don't you think that's something that have to do with God telling you something? I said, oh, I'll be there tomorrow. I need to be there tomorrow. I want the frickin' proof that they gave these guys a 5-1. And I don't know what they're going to do to prove it to me. But that paperwork better not be no Mickey Mouse index card. I want to see what were the CCs, what were that whatever. I want to see real record. I'm not going to take some goddamn index card and her writing with pencil as some form of proof. And I'm still going to go to the goddamn press conference. I'm still going to have it. It doesn't matter. Right now, I'm so angry, I don't give a crap about anything other than getting the word out that shelter needs to go. Fire all these people. Let's not have a goddamn shelter. Let the animals roam the streets. That's it. It's gotten to the point. And people are the ones that are supposed to take responsibility for their animals. Let them start charging for licenses. Anybody that wants to adopt an animal, you must license a dog. If not, you can't have it. Period. This place needs a little bit of fascism when it comes to animals. Because people are just completely freaking, inconsiderate, irresponsible. They shouldn't have it. It's like worse than having a gun for these people. It'd be easier to get a gun than a dog in this city, as far as I'm concerned. Because people don't know how to take care of them. This is like adopting a child. Not everybody is qualified to adopt a child. Why is everybody qualified to adopt a dog? What is that bullshit all about? I get these families that look like the Addams family, these local nutcases coming in, and they're giving them dogs. Meanwhile, the kids all look rotten, ready to beat the shit out of that dog at every turn. And they still let them take the dogs. What is that all about? I'm sick and tired of it. If you're going to own a dog, it's like owning a baby. You got to take care of it.
Exactly.
Everybody's got pit bulls. They can't even handle it. That's why they maul everybody. They don't know how to train them. They're not committed to it. It's just like the gun owner. Any gun owner has to be trained and has to do the right thing. If not, don't own a freaking gun. This whole idea of, oh, everybody freedom, Second Amendment, bullshit. I'll take that Second Amendment and shove it up your rear end twice. Unless you follow, with the Second Amendment comes some form of responsibility. It's not to be freaking mayhem. Everybody own a gun. Anybody can own a gun. The crooked guy can own a gun. The nutcase over here can own a gun. Anybody can own a gun as long as you go in and pay it. It's the same thing with the dogs.
Yeah.
Not everybody should be adopting dogs, I'm sorry to say. And the fact that they have so many dogs in the pound has to do with that very reason.
Exactly. Cleanliness and quarantine vaccine. That's why they had to build a whole other pen, because they knew they couldn't take care of those dogs over in that one. Over in that pen. But now they had to build a whole other one because the stench was like stunk to be damned from this one that was across the street from another neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then you have the other one which stinks just, I'm guessing the stench had to been just as bad, if not. I mean, it wasn't as bad as like what the neighbors were complaining about, that you could smell it from across the street. We weren't even across the street at the one we went to. So it had to been even worse. I mean, it had to been like, they must have had freaking bodies. They must have been put to sleep over there as well as adopting.
Well, according to just about every animal rescue advocate that's on Facebook, which of course I always take with a grain of salt, but hey, they're all talking about knowing this woman and that she came from Alabama from an all-kill shelter, where that's all they did down there. If they wound up in that shelter, it was because they were going to get killed, period. They weren't going to house them.
Basically like Texas.
Right.
Death row, yeah.
Yeah, you live in Texas, you're going to go to the electric chair for stealing gun.
Mm-hmm.
Here, they send the dogs to this shelter in Alabama, and he's gone. They just drug him up or whatever the hell they do to kill him off. God only knows what they do with the bodies afterward. It took me a day and a half for me to find a good burial spot for my baby. I didn't want to throw her in a dumpster like most people do around here. And they gas them and burn them. Is that right, Rocco? It's horrible. Horrible. I bet you they use the acid for their frickin' plants that they have outside their frickin' shelters to make it look homey.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's a freaking animal cemetery that they're walking through. Who knows?
Yeah, I think Tara has a great idea. It's like, how hard is this? Remove the animals for a few days, clean this place extensively from top to bottom, administer the necessary medicine to all the dogs as necessary. Administer as necessary medicine for all the dogs as you bring them in. Keep the facility clean, and those who are sick and can't be helped should be quarantined, I guess, from the rest of the other animals.
Right. Thank you, Anthony. But you know what? I mean, she was giving me all these lame excuses. This happens all the time. It even happens to the rescuers and blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, she's spewing out God in desperation. The rescuers I'm out doing God's work, and I got home at 12 o'clock. I finally hit my bed. I'm not God, and all this other bullshit. I know you ain't God, lady. You don't even come close to even being a freaking disciple, let alone be God.
I'm neither an atheist or an agnostic, but it's really kind of sick when folks pull the God card out.
Yeah, and
that's
so
really bad.
it's
no different than the guys. I don't know if you ever watched Showtime of the Apollo, when you have people who know they can't sing worth a damn. This is pre-American Idol, before they.
This wasn't a God show.
These people know they can't sing, and they try to sing a gospel song so the audience won't be guilty enough to boo their ass when it's in. Like, hey, we can't boo, we better go to hell. Bump that. No, that dude should go to hell for not being able to damn sing. Get some singing lessons. But that's a whole other story.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. She needs some dog lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, she's gonna have a dog day afternoon tomorrow. Because she's a...
Attica! There's parvo everywhere! What I want to do is get a flamethrower to this place!
Yes.
Hoo-ah!
Yes. Give me some more, Derek. I'm all fired up.
Every time when they pick me up, they bring me back in.
Yes.
Al Pacino.
Yeah. Every time this goddamn city screws around with me, I'm going to screw them right back. How's that? The city has done more harm to me. You know what, guys? Listen, I lived in New York City for 44 of my goddamn miserable years. I have never, ever experienced the shit that I experienced here in Macon. I got arrested in Macon for no good fucking reason. I've had the worst goddamn landlords in the history of any freaking place I've ever been in. Where I'd even adopt a dog, a baby puppy, and it fucking dies on me from parvo. I mean, how much more shit could they possibly dish out? You got a mayor who is as spineless as a slug. Moves around slowly, leaving stains everywhere. You got a bunch of mayoral candidates that are hoping to make a change, but the only one that's talking around here is one that just threw in his hat just less than a week ago.
It's past Friday.
All the other ones seem to be mute. You got one mayoral candidate right now that's saying, I'm going to help you out, but I'm only one person. You know what? Well, one person does make a difference. What did that thought ever not come across your brain? One thought, one person can make a freaking difference. And believe me, this person right here, this guy right here is going to make a difference. I'm going to hopefully have that freaking place shut down and that woman fired. Period. Her job is as dead as my dog. I just shot the first shot, like David and Goliath.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down there with a slingshot. And I'm going to put a bullet in his head. That's really what David did.
Don't make a threat on the air.
No, I'm not making threats. How the fuck do you read that as a threat? I'm talking about this issue. The issue.
Well, you can't put a bullet in a sling.
Yeah.
That's
not only that.
You need a whole
It's
lot.
not a threat. Yeah. But anyway.
But you have to be like Hercules.
In this whole incident I'm talking about. In this issue. Not a person. Not threatening a person. I'm threatening a system. And the only threat that comes to that person is you're going to get out of that job. You're not capable of doing it. You're too busy doing God's work. What about the city and the county's work and the dog's work? What about that? Isn't that God's work too? Give me a break. Busting there. She tells me, they bust their ass down there. Oh, as far as I saw, they were milling around. What were they doing? The place stunk all hell. I didn't see anybody with a mop. I saw two guys in a lab coat in the back hanging out.
Yeah.
The woman behind the counter sitting there telling everybody, I'll be right with you, I'll be right with you, I'll be right with you. It was like a goddamn SNL scene where one person's in the room and you got to take a number. She's down, I'll be right with you, I'll be right with you, I'm going to be with him. And then she sits there doing nothing. Then on top of that, I give her my license. She takes my license down. She hands the license back to me. So, oh my God, this happened. She hands the license back to me. I take that, thank you. Boom, boom. Next thing you know, she's telling me, the one that gave me back the license, get your license back from Sarah. She looks at Sarah. Sarah, give me the license back. Sarah's like, I didn't get his license. I said, you gave me the license back. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, come on, man. That on top of the fact that they didn't even know the dog's gender. They tell me it's a male dog named Logan. All I had to do was let the dog up, and what do I see?
The JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see no nothing on that dog except a vagina.
Yeah.
How could they mix up a vagina from a penis? Not know that it was a female.
I mean,
what the hell is that all about?
I mean, first of all, the only way you can tell, I mean, aside from living it up, I mean, Logan, I should have known at first that it was a girl that was peeing because, well, she didn't even raise her leg when she was peeing. Male dogs do. Yeah. So I'm just saying.
Good morning, Iraq.
In case you know.
Anyway, let's see what happens.
I want to say hello, Iraq. Thanks for coming in on the show.
Chief Lago, good morning. Yeah, I'm nuts. What can I say? And Chara London, of course, thank you so much. Okay, ATT, you are right, making sure as hell wishes people like Irv and me Lee. We don't do well with their sweep under the rug mentality. Absolutely. That's the problem they got here. It's almost like having, a guy walking around. We're just like the guys that like to make sure that a police officer who's parked illegally knows about it. Go ahead.
I was just reading what someone said. I think Michelle said, I was trying to remember what she was saying. Said
What's Michelle saying?
You do know that you buried a puppy with parvo in your yard, and you can get another. And if you get another puppy, possibly get parvo because
I know.
You might have to put bleach on the remains or something, I guess, and then
the remains are buried.
Okay.
The remains are buried. I found a nice burial spot for my doggy, and it was amazing. I even found this little styrofoam angel.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to find. I put it as a little headstone.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see.
Well, in other news, a teenager is dead and 3 other men are hospitalized after a shooting early Friday morning outside of Walnut Street nightclub in downtown Macon. Yeah. Witnesses say the incident started with a fight inside the Zodiac Lounge, which is located on the Riverview Ballroom at 420 Walnut. A man was seen running from the club and retrieving a gun from his car. Shortly after that, numerous shots were heard and fired, and 4 men were hit. Bibb County Coroner Leon Jones said that the victim, Jomani Bland, age 17, was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 other men with multiple gunshot wounds were taken to the medical center of Central Georgia. Another man was taken to the Coliseum Medical Center. The wounded were identified as Dion Davis, age 21, Andre Bonner, age 30, and Steve Ballou, age 25. All were reported in stable condition on Friday morning. So only the minor was shot and killed. Police, of course, continue to investigate and have not released a description of the gunman or his vehicle, citing the need to preserve the integrity of the investigation. And anyone with information on the shooting can call Macon Police at 478-751-7500. That's 751-7500. Or the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 877-68-CRIME. That's 877-68-CRIME.
ATT, you're obviously not listening. Maybe you're too far away to either listen or completely understand. I have not threatened anybody. I'm threatening the system.
Have you worked in Bibb County before?
Just to clarify it once again.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Because you're the one that's starting trouble by saying, Irving, don't threaten the system. First of all, that's a bald-faced lie, and you're stupid if you heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say I'm going to go and threaten anybody. I'm talking about the system. The system is Goliath. David and Goliath. You know the story, don't you?
Hey, I'm putting her name right here in the chat. Y'all Google that name, and you read all about her, all the bullshit, follow her trail all the way from Alabama.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just to see, I mean, I'm not kidding.
And she
the
lied
system
on her
needs to
application,
change.
too.
The system will change.
She lied on her application.
I know. I'm going to make all bloody hell. And I don't want to hear your religious, bogus bullshit. Everybody throws God up in my face. So that because they know, based on the show, they know my history here, they know that I'm somewhat of a God-fearing man, because sometimes I even lose sight of that. Well, I try to keep it real. But don't give me no shit.
See, TJ talked about in one video. I may give this the video link about it maybe in the later hour. But it's definitely, like I said, people use the God as a shield, like you know, all the time.
I was doing God's work. Well, lady, did you forget about me? What am I not one of God's creatures? Shouldn't you have at least called me or figured out a way to get in touch with me? But I'm not always on Facebook. Well, how the hell did you get in touch with me this morning? On Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
all of a sudden I get a message and
when you get caught, is it God don't like ugly? Well, God doesn't like stupid either. But that's a whole other story. That's a whole
obviously this woman is more about killing than about saving these animals. And she obviously feels overwhelmed. So don't do the job.
There's you know what? When you go through, I know you got to be really hurting. Sometimes it's just some things that you just feel like it's just out of your hands, and it kind of reminded me of some of that I saw last night.
Yeah.
On the Weather Channel. It was brilliant show on the Weather Channel. It's called Weather That Changed the World, and there was like two good stories that really brought my attention. It just made me think about what's going on right now. And the two episodes that they had on the Weather Changed the World was one. They had one about the story about the Challenger explosion, and how the weather basically messed up the space shuttle.
O-rings.
Yeah, the O-rings on there.
O-rings cracked.
Yeah, the O-rings cracked because of the weather. Because if you ever had, like, I can see it on my car, like the little black plastic that covers up the windows when you roll the windows up. Because I have a whole car. Those suckers they had like little crack marks on the side. Oh. And usually when you have plastic like that, it cracks. It doesn't become flexible anymore. It loses that elasticity. Cold weather breaks down rubber, and it just put cracks in it, and it makes it it loses elasticity, and it makes it ineffective in a way. And it was like close to 18 degrees in Miami, which is unusually cold at that time, because despite the fact it was January 27, 1986 is 18 degrees. And they thought like maybe because of the wind it might have warmed up a little bit, but obviously it didn't get warm enough. Even the person said, if the O-rings would have stayed together for another 60 seconds or so, it might have been able to. They may have been able to sustain the shuttle, and it would have exploded. But unfortunately, the O-rings didn't hold up together as promised, and they exploded. It didn't hold it basically just made into a freaking dynamite stick, literally a Roman candle, a bottle rocket in real life, just waiting for the kaboom.
Wow. Mm-hmm. You ever had one of those bottle rockets blow up near you?
Oh yeah.
It's a quarter stick of dynamite,
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff.
I think it's a quarter stick, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're pretty powerful.
Yeah,
ash cans.
Yeah,
they used to know them as ash cans.
Yeah, I knew some people who messed with them. I mean, they didn't get their fingers blown off, thank goodness, though. But it took about a good month or two for their eyebrows to grow back. But that's neither here nor there. But wow. It is. Yeah, it's just some things that even the weather can just change. It just makes you think like no matter how well made a certain machinery is. There's always going to be some type of imperfection that's going to be overtaken by the weather. And even there was a person that was in NASA who was hoping that they would have postponed it, the Challenger launching, because they saw the same thing in Discovery, the Space Shuttle Discovery.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Yes, exactly. As I was saying, there was they found one of the O-rings. And one of the engines of Discovery, it was totally obliterated, and the second one was just already chewed up as it was. It was in really bad shape, so you couldn't use either one of them. So that's why it took about a good 2 years before anyone actually tried to fix the O-rings on Challenger. It wasn't until like '88 till anyone else actually tried to fly one of those things. So it was like a good 2 years. They had to, work on it. But the other episode that I saw where they were talking about how weather changed the world, well, when they were talking about the Titanic. And the Titanic, that was really something, because it was a well-made boat, well-made ship. The problem was, obviously, they didn't have enough lifeboats and life jackets for the people. And the people who did have life jackets but didn't get in the lifeboats, they basically, they didn't exactly drown, but it just froze to death in those cold waters. And according to the weather service that they checked, there was a big current that was coming down that was breaking off one of those big icebergs that was breaking off one of the glaciers from Greenland. That's just an island, just number glaciers all over the place, just breaking off every once in a while like a big ice machine.
Yeah.
And it just floated down, kept on floating down, and.
Are we talking about the Titanic?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Titanic. Well, because this is from the second episode I saw last night about how weather changed the world and how certain elements just basically change it and make world effects.
So you think the Titanic had to do with some kind of a warming trend?
Well, it was a victim of it. It was a victim of it because they had a warm front of warm air that was blanketed on top of some cold air, and because that warm air, it started.
It caused the iceberg.
Yeah, it caused a mirage and just made it invisible or blurry to the person who was the lookout on the ship. And by the time they were like a quarter of a mile away from that iceberg. Had it been a half a mile away, they would have had enough room to steer away from it. But unfortunately, they were going full speed. If they were at least slowed it down a little bit, they may have avoided. But unfortunately, it was a quarter of a mile.
They said it was like white ice. In other words, only a small portion of that iceberg was exposed, which was huge enough. I mean, it was big.
It was huge
but underneath was way bigger because and you could see that happening. I mean, if you ever have let's say a glass full of ice, you know, you would see that sometimes it floats.
Yeah.
And you have part of your ice cube under your drink, and the other one's somewhat exposed on top. Well, that exposing on top was smaller. So what they actually hit was a big iceberg, but it was bigger than even what they imagined.
Yeah, it was much bigger than imagined. And the thing was, because of the weather, you had like a warm air front that was on top of a cold air front, all that warm and cold air just basically just blurred the iceberg, blurred the vision of it, and just causing it a mirage. Same thing like you're in a desert and you think you're seeing an oasis, but it's really something else. It was the same thing, it's just in colder weather. And that's basically what happened, and they just...
Well, do you know there's a guy that's out there right now that says, so help me, that if those people were around today, some of those people actually could have been brought to life because...
They were so cold.
Yeah, because it was so cold that the body froze, and that if you would have warmed that body up slowly, you could have probably brought him back to life, even within 8 hours, because he says that the body normally doesn't start breaking down completely until 8 hours after death, which I never heard of, but...
To my cryogenics.
Cryogenics.
Yeah, it was really dark. Yeah.
I don't know if I would want that. Like somebody died. It sounds like a freaking what was that? What was that movie? The guy no, it was even worse. Creepers or Jeepers Creepers or some bullshit. It was about this guy who died and the wife wished him back alive, and of course he was back alive, all chopped up because he was still in the coffin.
Yeah, the lookout did have binoculars. The thing is, it was just like Rosalind said, it was dark as hell at night, and like I said, the cold air was blanketed by a stream of warmer air from on it, which kind of cross each other. The cross section of it, like Greenland. If you look at the maps, like Greenland's over there, and then like you got Canada, that Labrador part, and then it's just that cold, that warm front over there.
Famous meteorologist.
I was just watching it. Yeah, the water.
Maybe that's a job you can take.
And usually 9 times out of 10, if it was that dark at night, if it wasn't that cloudy, you know. That at that time, usually you could see the silhouette of the ice through the stars. You know, supposedly through the stars. If the stars are bright enough, you could probably see the silhouette of the iceberg. But they couldn't even see the silhouette of the iceberg. Therefore, because of the warm air and the cold air combining with each other, making it a little bit hazy to see at night. I mean, if it's already hazy to see in the daytime, imagine how it would be at night.
That's right. It's called black ice. Thank you, Bean.
Yeah.
By the way, you of Mississippi. You got a worldwide audience here. I mean, who the hell knows? We even got England sometime. Got them all.
And Australia.
Canada. Rikers Island.
And I think Donnie's from Nevada.
Central State Mental Hospital.
Yeah, Central State Mental Hospital. Canada here, Ron Hyatt. All right, guys. Let's see. I'm in Kuwait. What the hell are you putting Mississippi for?
Because he went to University of Mississippi.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
Well, say hello to the Kuwaitis there. Bring back a little bottle of sand with you.
Are you living there as a civilian or are you stationed
U.S.
there?
Army.
Oh, U.S. Army. All right,
man.
Go ahead, man. We appreciate your service, dude.
Appreciate your service. Thank you for your service. And if you're a liar, go to hell. But I don't think you're lying. Anyway.
Okay.
Thank you
Speaking
for your.
of, well,
sure.
Speaking of Middle East, somewhere in that proximity, dozens killed as the Egyptian military opens fire on pro-Morsi demonstrators. Says that Egyptian security forces opened fire on supporters of the deposed president Mohamed Morsi and the Muslim Brotherhood early Monday morning, I guess early today, killing more than 40 people. Witnesses said that the military and the police fired when protesters had taken a break from holding a vigil at the Republican Guard's headquarters to say their morning prayers. Morsi was reportedly detained there after his arrest last Wednesday. The health ministry put the number of fatalities at 42 and said at least 322 others were wounded. The military offered a different version and said it forced fire when an armed terrorist group tried to raid their headquarters. An Interior Ministry statement said 2 security force members died in the clashes. Says that counted at least 8 bullet-riddled bodies and up to 40 wounded at the chaotic emergency facility in the Egyptian capital of Cairo down the street from the site of the shooting. The upper bodies of the victims appear to be peppered with shotgun pellets and bullet wounds. In the midst of the escalating tension, state radio reported that 2 soldiers had been kidnapped by Morsi supporters in eastern Cairo. Wow. You thought it's getting hot up in here. It's getting really hot over there.
Yeah, well, he's in Kuwait. How's the weather there? I should ask. Hot and sandy.
Well, yeah, I'm saying it's exactly gonna be.
By the way, ATT's from Alaska. That's pretty cool. Actually, you guys are having some kind of freaky weather, I hear. It's like sunny over there. I never seen Alaskans in bathing suits. I never even knew you had a beach to begin with. What the hell do you have a beach for?
Well, I guess when it thaws out, it becomes a beach, I guess.
And how do you people sleep? I mean, it's sunny 6 months and dark the next 6 months.
Yeah,
I would hate. That's like a Twilight Zone place to me. I don't care how pretty it is. Who wants to live in beauty if you can't even see it for 6 months? How's that all about?
Search me, man. That's how the world turns.
Well, yes. we appreciate that you are serving us. It was 132 here today. No shit. Woo! Damn.
132, boy. Y'all need some central air for real. Dang.
Hopefully you
132. No, y'all need an iceberg.
I can tell where I am at. Yeah, you're in a nut house today. Yeah. This is known as the nut house.
Nut house with yours truly, DB, Irv, and Ed behind the camera, behind the Nerd Center, behind the wheels of steel.
Yeah. Actually, Rocco's been going off, but I'm actually enjoying some of the shit he's saying today. Anyway, LBJ saying your base is not giving away any secrets.
Yes.
Unless you are a special forces guy or something. All right, well.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's 76. It's 9:41 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Live from the house of the morning roast. It's 76 degrees outside. It's sunny for once. Wow. Sunny and 76 with a high of 87 and a low of 72. There will be some afternoon showers and thunderstorms later today.
Elizabeth is interested in the show right now. She loves the story of the Titanic. She pulled out one of her books. Titanic
thank you very
is
much, Elizabeth.
Like crack.
Glad to inform you.
Wants to hear about the story, even though it's been told a billion times.
But they never talked about the weather, although that was a really twist to it. I mean, everyone's seen the movie, and it's really, really long.
Yeah.
But
right.
See, I never thought about the weather, but how the haziness of a weather of a cold front and a warm front come together and making it hazy, kind of giving it a mirage effect.
Yeah.
At night, which it's already hard to see, when you're looking at a mirage in the daytime. So the added compound of that nighttime, and then cold weather, and plus a ship that's going full speed. If it would have had another half a mile, it would have been able to turn away. But unfortunately, it was like a quarter of a mile away from that iceberg, so it was too late to turn around.
When we come back, Tara, we're going to ask her some questions and let her answer them. I want to know how big the ship was footage-wise. I don't want to hear centimeter, millimeter. I don't know that shit. Give me plain footage.
Yeah.
And how many people died? How's that? All right, and we'll be back. I
Well,
guess.
it's only-
Are we
well,
going on
actually-
break?
No, it's only 9:42. Going 9:42.
All right. Well, what else is in the news? Oh, by the way, I want to put this out there. This is Atlanta news. Go ahead. Do yours first.
Okay. Yeah, I had something about Atlanta. It says Atlanta City Court dismissed over 14,000 cases. Wow. Atlanta, at least 14,500 municipal court cases in Atlanta have been dismissed since 2007 because of breakdowns in communication between city officials. The AGC reported Saturday night that police failing to appear in court, the city solicitor's office failing to notify officers about court dates, and the court failing to notify the police department about officers failing to appear have all contributed to the amount of cases that have been dismissed. Atlanta Police Chief George Turner said the number of dismissed cases is unacceptable and is not an issue he takes lightly. City Solicitor Rains Carter says he plans to take a closer look at the issue and meet with other city officials. A newspaper reports the dismissed cases could have generated about $2 million in fines in the city. So imagine, that's a lot of cases. So imagine that if you would have had to go to Atlanta, they would have dismissed your case months ago.
Wow, so you would have wasted gas money.
Mm-hmm.
And time.
Yeah, and they would have wasted $2 million in court.
Are they going to get in touch with these people? I bet you they're not going to spend the time to send out any notices.
Oh, no.
Just put it on Facebook and put it on the news, and that's good enough for us. Kind of like the shit that happens here. By the way, I want to, all right, keep going.
Yeah, this is another story.
Is this international?
Well, this is MSN. This is from Michigan.
All right. Well, then I'll do this one since we're out of town.
Oh, okay. It says cops called to investigate fight started by man's loud farts. Really? It says a well-meaning Michigan woman called 911 after overhearing what sounded like a violent argument coming from her neighbor's house. She heard a woman said, "Stop now!" Each cry punctuated by a loud noise. But when the officers arrived, they discovered that the woman in question was being terrorized by her boyfriend's flatulence, or farts. The man was apparently assaulting her with his ear-splitting ass music as she yelled at him to stop it. After discovering the source of the sound, and we're guessing the smell, the officers wrote, "Cleared the scene expeditiously" in their report, quote unquote. "It's quite often that we respond to things that have a funny twist to them," said Police Chief Harry Anderson said. "This was definitely one for the books." That was a really stinky situation.
There you have it.
Really stinky situation right there.
And did you know that it's assault if you fart on a cop? Remember? We had
Really?
that last week, the video. The guy got charged with assault on an officer because he farted on him.
That's cold-blooded.
You know, I've never seen any issue related to
flatulence,
farting, and pornography. I mean, it does happen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you have sex, you can maybe fart here and there.
Yeah.
That ever happen?
You know what? No matter how old you are, anytime somebody farts, you just can't help but giggle.
Right.
It's just got that sound that
I mean,
makes
it's
you
only
giggle.
they don't giggle when you burp though. They say, "Oh, that's disgusting."
No, it's better to burp and taste
But when they
it than
fart,
to
yeah,
and
they
waste
take it lightly. It's coming out of a worse place.
Well, if you ate pizza now.
Well, the reason why
horseradish, that's a whole other. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Horseradish. Anyway, speaking of horseradish and horse shit, let's talk about this Baptist minister.
Okay.
Who's now putting out a campaign to stop ministers and Christians and so on and laymen from viewing pornography. It's a big problem, he said. He said Baptist preacher Jay Dennis of the First Baptist Church at the Mall in Lakeland, Florida, launched.
There's a church at the mall?
Yeah, I guess. Why the hell not? They have everything else here. Launched a campaign at the Southern Baptist Concession annual meeting in Houston this week, this week, to get 1 million men to destroy their porn stashes and live porn-free. Porn-free. As free as the girl blows.
Yeah, I second that one there. Yeah. I smell what the roast is brewing.
Yeah. So this is what it's brewing this morning. The
See,
Daily
that's- Well, that's what. Well, see, that's what you get. That's what you get, man. Getting your faith at the mall, trying to get a discount of faith. See.
No, who knows?
I'm just
terrible. Terrible. Anyway, Dennis told a Daily Beast that his inspiration for the campaign came from members of his own staff and the congregation who approached him about their husbands and sons' alleged pornography addictions. Believe me, I know how many times I have brothers in my church for years coming to me with this shit.
Yeah.
And what happens is it poisons your mind because, you know, you got to watch it when you're ministering to some of these guys. You don't fall into it yourself. You know, you're helping them out. Meanwhile, the freaking curiosity starts to ring a bell. And so it just poisons the air. I call it spiritual pornography. He's begun taking names on his website of men who pledge to destroy their porn stashes and even their computers to avoid temptation. Dennis even tells a special iPhone app which features videos of Dennis offering help resisting the dangers of porn. In one video on the site compiled by Dennis, Daily Beast, Dennis says, I believe as many as 80% of men in the church are struggling with viewing pornography. You may even need to destroy your present computer. I realize that can be an expensive move, but it may be necessary if you are serious about living porn-free. Dennis also called porn addiction the new bubonic plague and explained that pornography is as addictive as crack cocaine. He said that porn is a weapon that threatens husbands, dads, fiancés, and even church leaders, and warned that there are almost 100% chance that your son will be exposed to some type of pornography, and that their cell phones could be a tool used by Satan to gain stronger over your child's mind. Dennis also said that as pastor, he had seen firsthand pornography's devastating effects on his marriage, his home, his job, and his leadership in the church. I have to. Believe me. It is disruptive.
Yeah.
I have to say that. It really is.
Yeah, I hope they have.
By the way, I
hope it's just not just
I
for
put
only
blocks and all that shit on my computer.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how to unhook, but I have child blocks, and I'm not interested in going back. That I'm frustrated. Who the hell cares? I'm not interested.
Yeah, I was just saying. I hope it's not just for men. I only hope for women too, because women watch a lot of porn too. If not watch it, they certainly read it. I mean, hello. I mean, Eat, Pray, Love, and all them books, and what's that brand new 50 Shades of Grey? And they're supposed to make a movie out of that. I mean, come on now. It's not exactly going to be rated G.
By the way, this guy started his research using men in their 20s who had never consumed pornography, and he couldn't find any. I'm telling you, pornography is just, especially if you're in a dating relationship, if you're a church leader, if you're a husband, if you're a father, you shouldn't be going into that shit. I mean, that kind of, I'm telling you, it really does poison you. And give a shit what anybody. Oh, I enjoy it, and you goof around about it and all that.
Then the significant
it's a serious problem.
Well, I'm saying,
if you're single, well,
Yeah, but if you're a significant other, if you're married, then your significant other should be as freaky as they should to that person. I mean, if they do what they were supposed to be doing in their bedroom, they wouldn't have to get porn. If the guy, I mean, if she was doing what she's supposed to do, he wouldn't have to go online. If he's doing what he's supposed to be doing to her, she wouldn't have to be getting a paperback version of 50 Shades of Grey. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't even like sexual jokes. Like, people make these sexual innuendo jokes, and I've been to a couple of comedy clubs, and when they start bringing up sex and how they have to, and everybody, and I'm sitting there going, you miserable stupid ass, that is not funny. I don't find sexual jokes funny. I don't. I think they're demeaning and they're stupid, and they're kind of. Couldn't you come up with something better?
Well,
why does everything have to be funny related to sex? And then when they start making like the gestures on stage and everybody, and especially the women, it's like they took a feather and they're tickling her fancy, right? And I'm sitting there going, you stupid ass. This is why rape and all this other shit is so prevalent in society. But they think it's a joke.
Irv, I would agree with it, but remember, who was the one who put that story about that woman who was getting an orgasm in the feet?
Well, we did.
See,
but that goes to show. Yeah, but look, is that really going to make you horny, knowing that a toe makes you have an orgasm?
I mean,
do you think like, wow, that's exciting?
Well, if you're a podiatrist, maybe. If you're a foot doctor, maybe. I'm just saying.
All right, I got a call coming in, and if it's one of my viewers, you're gonna go on the air. Yeah, hello. Speaking. Hi, Judy. How are you? Good. What's going on, dear?
Well, it's 9:53 right now. It's 9:53 a.m. in Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Well, while I'm still on there, I might as well go ahead and tell you that I'm after the show. I may have to go after the show. Tomorrow's show, I have to drive out of town to North Carolina. I have an audition to go to. It's for a commercial. It actually paying me money instead of coupons, so I may be able to pay some bills on time. I'll be able to actually maybe to pay some stuff. Be able to use my camera. Actually, Ed, here's a brand new camera I got on sale over at Walmart for like $30. I mean, it's not exactly like the Kodak, but hopefully it'll get the job done. You know, and anyway, I'm just I'm crossing my fingers.
How much was it?
It was like about 32, 33.
Hey, that's not bad price.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, you know, granted, I would like something, you know, with a little.
What brand is it?
It's a Vivitar. It's a Vivitar, and yeah, it's a Vivitar, and hopefully, hey man, don't be taking. Okay. I was about to say, man, don't be taking pictures of yourself.
No.
Okay. But anyway, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone. Thank you. Thank you too much. Thank you, Tower. I have to go down there, and it's going to be a long, long drive. Luckily, the call time is at 6. The audition time is at 6:20. So right after the show, I'm going to be either. Maybe at best, maybe end the show maybe at 10:30 or 10:45 or something like that.
8:05.
8:05.
Then go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep. Yeah, I gotta drive to North Tower. Yeah, and I gotta go to North Carolina. There's an audition for a commercial that they're filming, and I'm gonna audition for that. And I'm gonna try to, and it actually pays some money. Yeah, it's
What can you take me to Griffin?
To Griffin?
Right after the show.
Yeah, after the show.
Okay.
But just want to let you know, tomorrow I'm gonna later, if you have to go to do that thing, you may have to ask DS or Uric, because I have to go out of town tomorrow for an audition.
That's fine.
Yeah.
11:30.
Yeah.
MAC is on the line. She wants to meet us at. Let's shoot for 11.
Okay. Well, it's 9:56 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's 76 degrees right outside of Macon, Georgia. It looks like the clouds are like doubling up and triple teaming. The sun right now is getting kind of cloudy. There will be some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Pretty much going to be raining all week. It has been raining 12 days in a row in Macon, Georgia since June 26. Believe it or not, it's 9:56 a.m. Getting really close to a break in our next...
if you can read this story, it's a crazy one. She got pregnant by watching a 3D movie at a porno cinema with her girlfriend. Maybe her girlfriend had a dicky bird, who knows?
Okay, so
but you know, some people believe in this sort of stuff, and maybe it's true, but I don't believe it because it's not true. It can't just happen like that unless spermies.
Look at him.
This is the LA flight, the San Francisco flight.
Yeah, it does. Look at that one. Look how his nose is up in the air. Oh my God! Oh, it's an accident.
Oh, you're filming it too.
Oh my God!
Oh, no. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Lord have mercy. I was watching it come in, and I did notice that nose being up in the air, and my initial reaction was that it was trying to divert the landing and try to go back up. And then we heard, and I seen the tail section hit what I thought was a tarmac. I guess it hit the rocks first or something, but it was a big boom, and then it pitched forward and bounced off its nose. It's kind of surreal. My wife Gina, she took it pretty hard. We all did. It was, a tragedy. And our initial reaction was that, everybody on the plane was in bad shape. And, we're just really happy that, it was minimal, and not everybody on the plane lost their life.
No, you're right.
How your dick hanging?
Let's talk about your birthday real quick.
All right, Grandma, you shocking your great grandchildren. I want you to know that they have shocked right there. Oh, my great grand.
Can you answer this question for me? How does it feel to be 100?
I feel like a living no bit squares.
You feel like what?
A living no bit squares.
Okay. And how many more years? You want another 100, right?
Oh yeah, I want 100 and 100.
So what are you doing to celebrate your birthday?
Huh?
What you doing to celebrate your birthday?
Give me a piece of dick.
I know.
It started as a stop for speeding.
Can I put my dress on so I have my swim? No, don't worry about it. Come on out here.
But Brandy Hamilton, still in her bikini, and passenger Alexandria Randall never expected their trip home from the beach would lead to a body cavity search on the side of Highway 288.
Got her zipper open on her pants. Or her Daisy Duke shorts, whatever they are.
That's the trooper on the radio calling for a female backup. He reportedly smelled marijuana and found a small amount in the car.
If you claim that they were in the car doing something they had no business, and you claim you found the butt end of what they were doing, why do you need to do a cavity search?
Hamilton was searched first, and listen to her reaction when she realizes what's about to happen.
Are you serious? Yes, ma'am. If you hit something in there, we're gonna find it. You're gonna go up my private part. Yes, ma'am. Turn over.
The women say the trooper never changed gloves between the searches.
I don't know if she stuffed something in her crotch.
Nothing was found on either woman. The female trooper from that day was fired. The male trooper suspended.
I think it's a violation of the Fourth Amendment to do these type of body cavity searches.
Our legal analyst Gerald Treese watched the video too.
The thing that's offensive about this is the fact that it's the most intrusive type of search, which is a body cavity search. And the question is for what?
One of the women is still dealing with a marijuana charge.
Y'all be safe.
Both have filed a federal lawsuit against the officers involved.
And when it extends to our personal bodies in an open and public venue and forum, someone has to say enough is enough.
Day 32 now with only 2 weeks left of 2009. We're taking a look back at some of the most interesting healthcare discoveries of the past year. Joining us is Fox 9 medical expert Dr. Arkel Giorgio to talk about it. Good morning. Good morning. First, the U.S. has been adding a fluoride to its public water supply for decades, and of course to prevent tooth decay. Well, now researchers from Japan are suggesting that we add lithium. So why is that?
Well, they're actually not suggesting it, but they're certainly looking into it. Lithium is a medication that in prescription doses treats mood disorders in people with bipolar disorder or manic depressive illness. And what these researchers found in Japan is that lithium is present in trace amounts in the normal water supply in some communities, and in those communities they have a lower suicide rate. And so they're really investigating whether trace amounts of lithium can just change the mood in a community enough to really, in a positive way, without having the bad effects of lithium, to really affect the mood and decrease the suicide rate. Very interesting concept. You know, it's the same reason why we put iodine and salt, fluoride and water. There's many different examples of when we put trace amounts of chemicals in the normal supply of food or water to help people's health.
Right, although this is the first where they're actually affecting people's moods and, the brain. So that, I'm sure, puts up a lot of red flags for people.
You're back.
Okay, we are back. We're back. You're into the home stretch, 2 hours down and 1 more to go. You're listening to the third and final hour of the Morning Roast, live from the Nut House in adjacent downtown Macon, Georgia, with Irv, DB, and Ed behind the camera. We had some serious wing-dang-dinger of some videos and stuff, particularly one in particular. I wish I prefaced it. It was about this TV reporter that was interviewing this woman who just turned 100 years old, and
started hitting on him.
Yeah, she was hitting on him.
Yeah,
she was 100, and she was talking about how's it feel to be 100. I want some dick. Like, dang, well, Ross. I mean, what?
Hanging.
Yeah.
How you hanging? Let your balls hang.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I missed that. I was on the phone, by the way, with WMAZ. One of the reporters wants to meet with me at 11:30 at the animal hospital to look at the paperwork to prove that my dog died of parvo. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. That's what I was talking about. But I missed it. Yeah.
Well, I'll get a video of it.
Maybe we'll end the show with that video.
Okay. I'm going to put a link to it, at least one or one of the people who talked about that video, and as you know who, but it was very, very popular on YouTube. But
that is funny. At 100 years old, what do you care?
Yeah.
How long is that bad reputation going to last? What, 2 days?
Yeah, but at 100,
how long does she have?
How old do you got to be at 100, man?
Hey, God bless her. I mean, at least she's got it.
Well, yeah,
I know some people that are 30 that can't even do it.
Yeah, I hope my wife. I hope I live to be 100 years old, and my wife and I'll still be able to do it. I mean, talk about going out with a bang. Yes, indeed. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's leaning badly. But what it is that the camera is crooked. Or maybe the whole goddamn house is crooked. It's called the Nut House for a reason.
Exactly. I mean, talk about like I said, she wants either talking about going out with a bang, or she wants to get a bang before she goes out of here.
Yeah. Well.
Bam.
Exactly,
Anyway.
Boston. We're all crooked. By the way, no, seriously. So that old lady at 100. I mean, boy, she was hitting on that boy, huh? Could you imagine?
Oh, she was hitting him like he was a punching bag.
Goodness
Really?
gracious.
It was like, dang.
You think she could twerk? That would have been great.
I don't want to see that.
Oh, by the way, did you see the
Is she-
video
is
that Madonna put out on twerking?
Madonna did some
I
twerking?
swear to you. Madonna said, you see, I can still twerk. And she's twerking. And you know what she looks like? She looks like that dog that humps on your leg. There is absolutely nothing sexy about it. She looks horrible. Check out TMZ Live. Go to the video and watch. They are ripping her to shreds with that. This woman, how old is she now?
She's 55.
55 years
Going on
old.
55.
And she's trying to twerk. And it looks horrible.
Twerking in the Geritol.
It looks like she's humping on a freaking leg.
Twerking in the Geritol.
She's not twerking.
Twerking in the
She's
Metamucil.
humping.
Twerking in the Metamucil. Twerking in the Metamucil.
Am I right, Devine? She looks horrible.
Jeez.
She looks real bad. Almost embarrassing. It's like watching this grandmotherly looking woman, because she's a has-been. And you know what? They made a big
And she's
deal
not
out of
even
her.
100.
They made a big deal out of her. What the hell? I don't even remember any of her freaking hits. They were all like transistor radio music. Bullshit music. Nothing memorable. The only thing I remember is that the Pope gave her audience.
Yeah. Now I can see her at 100, you know, acting all horny, still horny as a mug, talking about, how your dick hanging?
Yeah, really.
Madonna! Come on!
That thing follows her around like a black cloud, that noise. That dun dun dun. I'll tell you something else about Madonna.
Hey, Tower, if you think Madonna's is her time's not, what do you think about Cher? Cher is like a whole decade older than her.
But you see, I'll tell you something about Cher. Okay, Cher is like you remember that Death Becomes Her. Or
the movie Death Becomes Her.
Yeah, the one that they all lived, 100 years with this potion,
Yeah.
and when they fell down the stairs, they broke like. Yeah, it was, you know who was in it. It was all these women were in it.
Goldie Hawn and
Goldie Hawn and all this shit. Death Becomes Her. Yeah, Cher's like that. Cher's like somehow she still looks okay.
Mm-hmm.
Madonna does not. Some people age well, and some people don't age well.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a look at even in the black community and the Spanish community. Look at Desi Arnaz. When Desi Arnaz got older, he looked like shit. That boy got so damn ugly. Desi Arnaz, God rest his soul. Probably a Schwartz now.
Yeah, he's...
He couldn't look any worse than the last time I saw him. He looked horrible. He was a good-looking man. He looked horrible when he got old.
Yeah.
But then you have somebody like even Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Who's gotten older.
He just turned 50.
He just turned 50. Well, he's my age. Not that old. Like, give me somebody older. Oh, Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson still had a good look when he was, what, in his 60s?
Well, he lived. He died young. He was at 53. He died of diabetes and cancer. Now, if you would have said, Harry Belafonte, he's in his 80s. He's in his 80s.
Yeah, well, Harry Belafonte. Let's use him. Who the hell?
Mm-hmm.
He's not so bad. They don't age so bad. But some people age really bad. Madonna, you age bad. How you birthday?
Anyway.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
You're happy?
Ozzie Davis was a good one.
Yeah,
by the way, Cary Grant, you're right. He's another one. Who else? Forget about Aretha Franklin. She looks like a freaking Zeppelin. That woman is horrible big. Woman is as big as a freaking Zeppelin. And if she keeps walking around like that, she's going to sit on something and blow up. Let out her last yelp.
I was going to say, that's good. I'm just saying, like, you definitely, well, see, like I said, I don't know how, but a lot of, you can't, Yerrick says, I thought her health was, if it ain't bad, it's definitely getting up there because she was hospitalized for a few months back. Because you can't be that big because she just turned 70.
Yeah,
she's in her 70s.
And I'm sure she had diabetes. You can't have that kind of weight and your blood sugar's all over the house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if you never had diabetes.
Yeah.
That's the problem with diabetes. It comes on even if you don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't see too many.
I do.
You don't see too many obese 70-year-olds and stuff. I mean, they're just Now that is true. Cicely Tyson
Cicely Tyson's another one. She is holding up well.
Yeah, she's 88.
88, and even the Catwoman, the original one. Remember her?
Julie Newmar or Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt?
Eartha Kitt.
Black?
Yeah, I mean, she was an ugly wench anyway, even when she was young, but she held up pretty well.
Okay.
I don't know if she's still around.
She died a few years back. Yeah. She lived to be 81.
She's decomposing now. Yeah. What about, if you remember, who was the other? Lena Horne.
Yes.
She was gorgeous at her age.
Yeah.
I mean, she stayed pretty well intact.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, she was beautiful. I mean, she was like 90s. Yeah, she lived to be like, 94 or 93, something like that. Around about
Julie Newmar.
Yeah, Julie Newmar. Yeah, that's the.
I don't know. She held up well. I haven't seen her, but I know that there's some women in Hollywood that were really good-looking people.
And just basically...
Yeah, that's exactly what John Lennon's doing. Right?
And their looks is just self-destructive.
Actually, I had jokes on John Lennon. They weren't sexual jokes. Like, people like to laugh at. Oh, that's so funny. And I'm sitting there going, what's so funny
Said the guy
about that?
talking about the one with the get the orgasm in her feet.
Well, that is funny. I mean, that's like talking about getting an orgasm looking at a lynx. Hey, that's pretty
Speak
good,
to
Derek.
Me, speak to me. But I'm just saying.
Actually, Barbara Eden was, of course, she was at the Macon Film Festival. A good friend of mine actually escorted her. But let me just say this. She looks okay. It's just her arms look old and her neck. But other than that, she's pretty well still put together, Barbara Eden. Yeah, she's an old lady, but she's smoking hot. Yeah, I would say that. She put on her outfit. Oh, by the way, Derek, that was one.
Okay.
I didn't know that you could do that. Yeah.
Well, yoga.
She looks like a genie. Yeah, she did. Florence Henderson. I always thought of her like Peter Pan. She reminds me of that other...
Sandy Duncan?
Sandy Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Flora Henderson got two good eyes, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of having a good eye coordination...
Sally Fields, there's another one. She still looks good, right?
Yeah.
She got a baby face.
Yeah, yes she does.
She looks good. She's taking that bone pill.
Viagra?
No, Boniva.
Oh, Boniva.
I always...
you said that bone pill, I thought it was a boner.
Listen, they should name Viagra Boniva instead of that other bone that they're talking about, women's bone. Be talking about Boniva. Betty White is beautiful. Yes.
Yes.
Betty White, Sophia Loren. There we go, guys. Keep them coming.
Family. You're talking about Shirley Jones, right? You're talking about Shirley Jones?
Shirley Jones? I haven't seen her lately.
No, the daughters.
Bonita. Yeah, exactly.
Susan Day, yeah.
Gravy, that's perfect name. They should rename Viagra Bonita.
Yes.
Or Anita Bone.
Yeah, Anita Bone. Speaking of hand-eye coordination, you got to celebrate the Brits. Brits have gotten a long way, finally done some stuff in tennis. The wait is over. Andy Murray beat Novak Djokovic in straight sets to win the men's Wimbledon final in the All England Club yesterday, Sunday afternoon. The first time. He is the first British guy to actually win the Wimbledon title since Fred Perry in 1936.
Wow. Breaking new record.
Yes, 77 years till an Englishman actually won.
Why can't the men have a match with a woman like they did with Billie Jean King, although she's...
Billie Jean King and Bobby... Well, first
anyway,
first of all, that was a heavy-handed match anyway. I mean, if she would have played against Jimmy Carter, she would have got smoked like a pack of Newports right there. Yeah. But she was going against Bobby, dude who was already like 10, 20 years older than her. I mean, he couldn't catch up with her. I mean, Billie Jean King had the advantage of one being young anyway.
Yeah.
And plus, she was already hot as far as like winning because when she was on a hot streak.
And she was like a guy. She's lesbian.
Well, yeah, that too, and plus, he was an old dude, so he was in his 50s, so he wouldn't be able to hold a candle against Billie Jean King back then, But the reason why is because, well, for one thing, it's a disadvantage because for one thing, women's tennis is shorter, men's tennis is a lot longer. So I don't know why Venus Williams was saying that we should get paid equal when women play fewer sets than men anyway. You have to win the best out of 3. You have to win 2 out of 3 sets to win a match. Whereas men, you have to play 3 out of 5. So men's tennis is like an hour, sometimes 2 hours longer.
Longer, really? Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just say this. Mr. Mike says Billie Jean is Ellen DeGeneres before plastic surgery. Billie Jean played against Martina and was a male match. That's good. I like that. Anyway, let me see. What else? Okay, our wonderful soldier from Kuwait says that we should play a video. Here's the thing, UF of Mississippi. The problem with the videos is that we have to be careful what we put up.
Yeah.
Because when we take the show and we throw it on YouTube, we get flagged every time, and we've had to go under different, I guess, names of. It used to be Nut House, and it was the Morning Roast, and then it was something else because they ban us. They basically
flag us.
They flag us, and then they don't allow us to show that video.
Right.
And the problem there is that we want to show our videos to our audience. If you miss the show,
in case you don't get to see the show live right now between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern time, you'll be able to check it out on our YouTube YouTube channel.
Right. And so if on our YouTube channel, if they get flagged, they won't allow us to. It'll say like this video has been removed or some bullshit that they always do. Somehow, the Anderson Silva knockout video may be something that we can do, but we have to look at who's putting it out. If it's put out by HBO or some person who's has any kind of copyright or rights to it, we have to be very careful about doing that.
Speaking of which, well, I wanted to get back to sports.
Let's go.
Yes, as I said, Andy Murray is the first first Brit to win the Wimbledon Championships. The
Congratulations
in 77 years since first time. So congratulations to him. The first time to win it since Fred Perry since 1936, 77 years ago. Congratulations to him. He almost won it last year when he lost to Federer, but he lost it. But he was able to redeem himself a little bit when he was able to win the Olympic gold medal in tennis, in male's tennis, at the London Olympic Games last year, which he actually beat Mr. Federer, who beat him in Wimbledon like the following month before the Olympics. So, and at the exact same spot too, exact same tennis court as well. So he was redeemed a little bit partially last year, and then he finally got the full redemption by actually winning the title. And also in other news, Jimmy Johnson, he dominated the Daytona Saturday night when he won the Coke Zero 400. That was a wild race. He was able to beat Tony Stewart to the finish line and to record the first season of NASCAR Sprint Cup Series with a 2.5 mile tri-oval since Bobby Allison accomplished the feat back in 1982. So all the races, so Jimmy Johnson basically swept all the races that were hosted by Daytona, the Daytona International Speedway, for the first time in over 30 years. So basically, he made some history in NASCAR. Also, we had some other sports. I was trying to figure out who won also in the female Wimbledon games.
While you're looking that up, Mississippi, I just saw parts of the video. It looks funny. By the way, Michael Epps did visit Macon, Georgia sometime last year, and it was just sold out. It was sold out. So he's obviously, and I'm somewhat of a fan of his. I find him pretty funny. Pretty funny guy.
Very funny guy.
But I didn't go to his show because I think the tickets are like $50 to get in. They were exorbitant money. He made a lot of money that night. But I'm glad you put up the link, and I'm going to look at it and see what we can do with it.
Yes.
Anyway.
I was just...
Also, he says you got to watch the video.
Yeah. Also, I want to say for the baseball, we have the Yankees got beat by the Orioles 2-1. Cleveland Indians over Detroit Tigers 9-6. Toronto Blue Jays over the Minnesota Twins 11-5. Seattle over Cincinnati 3-1. Washington Nationals over San Diego Padres 11-7. Philadelphia Phillies over the Atlanta Braves 7-3. Tampa Bay Rays over the Chicago White Sox 3-1. New York Mets over the Milwaukee Brewers 2-1. Kansas City Royals lose to the Oakland A's 10-4. That's pretty much all we have for baseball. Actually, by the way,
sports.
Almost not just, we just, well, of course, we have the Major League Baseball, the All-Star game. That's going to be coming up July the 18th.
Do they have the guys picked out?
Almost, yeah. They almost got it picked.
Well, who do they have so far?
I know they have at least one person from for the Atlanta
Only
Braves.
one All-Star. All the others
For the
are
Braves. And then,
being investigated for drug use.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I was trying to find the winners of the Wimbledon Championship. Yeah, as I said, the men's winners were the men winner singles champion for the men were Andy Murray. He won this year. The female women's champion was Marion Bartoli from France. For the men's doubles, there you had the winners were Bob and Mike Bryan, the brothers from the United States. They won the men's doubles. For the females doubles, you had Xie Siwei and Peng Shui, one from China and one from, I guess, I want to say North Korea. No, not North Korea. But one from Taiwan, I think. And mixed doubles, where you had male and female winners of the Wimbledon Championships. The mixed doubles, you had male and female. You had Daniel Nestor of Canada and Kristina Mladenovic of France. So those are your winners of Wimbledon. Oh, thank you very much. And that's pretty much all I have.
Oh, okay.
Also, speaking of
making beer, we got to talk about that.
Yes, making beer has finally gotten their license to not only brew but actually to serve. To manufacture.
We got to go visit that place.
Yes.
Have a couple of beers.
Oh yeah, definitely. Co-owners Corey Smith and Jeremy Knowles took them 2 years to get their business started up and running. And as you know, we have a video of us interviewing them on the Making Beer Company. You can check that on my YouTube channel, Derek Barrett Films, where you can see the best of the moments. Matter of fact, those are the most current videos that I have right now. It's 3 parts, so it's like 30 minutes each. It's 90 minutes in total, so you can check all 3 clips of that on my YouTube channel, Derek Barrett Films. You can like and comment as much as you want, and subscribe to it if you already haven't.
Yes, there were guests on the roast at Roaster Cafe. Mm-hmm. They brought their glasses and all that one day, and they talked about beer brewing, and it was a great interview. Check it out.
Yeah, it was one of our biggest interviews that we've had. Actually, it was our biggest interview and our biggest ratings that we had at while we were at Roaster Cafe.
While we were at Roaster, other than C. Jack Ellis, that was a pretty good when we had him. I'm sorry, Ed, you were saying? We're taking a break.
No.
We got to do daily bread. But all this rain thing, I guess I need a little bit of God reminder myself. Yeah.
Let's take donations.
Yeah.
Take donations.
We're taking donations to get Irving a couple of hearing aids.
Yeah, please. I need it.
We're going to set up a PayPal account.
Oh, I got to learn how to read Ed's lips.
Wait till he sees what he's been missing.
I bet. It's like wearing new glasses, right? You don't realize what you're missing until you buy them.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to our daily bread, which I hope that all of you heathens out there and
dog killers
and everybody else takes advantage of this moment, because there may be a message for you, whether you like it or know it or not. Here we go. Jesus loves me. And this is by David H. Roper for July 8, 2013, our daily bread. On cold days, our old dog, look at this, moves around the yard, finding a sunny spot to stretch out on the grass to keep herself in the warmth of the sun. This reminds me that we must keep ourselves in the love of God. Jude 1:21. That doesn't mean that we have to act in some special way to make God love us, although our desire is to please Him. Because we are His children, we are loved no matter what we do or fail to do. It means instead that we must think about His love and bask in the radiance and the warmth all day long. Nothing shall be able to separate us from the love of God. Romans 8, chapter 8, verse 39. He loves us before we were born, and He loves us now. This is our identity in Christ. It is who we are, God's beloved children. That's something to think about throughout the day. 5 times in John's Gospel, he describes himself as a disciple of Jesus loved, In chapter 13, verse 23. In chapter 19, verse 26. In chapter 20, verse 2. In chapter 21, verse 7, and in verse 20. Jesus loved his other disciples too, but John reveled in the fact that Jesus loved him. We can adopt John's theme, I am a disciple Jesus loves. Yes, I am. And repeat it to ourselves all day long. And I do, as a matter of fact. And repeat it to ourselves and to others. Or we can sing the familiar children's song in our hearts, Jesus loves me, this I know. As we carry that truth with us throughout the day, we bask in the warmth of his love. I'm so glad that our Father in heaven tells us his love in the book he has given. Wonderful things in the Bible I see. This is the dearest, that Jesus loves me. Bliss. God loves us not because of who we are, but because of who he is. And our Bible read for today is Romans chapter 8, verse 31 through 39. Keep yourselves in the love of God, as it also says in Jude chapter 1, verse 21. There you have it, folks. Jesus loves me. Amen. And he loves you too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He even loves a little animal.
Yes. I want to give a shout out to Munali Raglas over at the UK. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday to you. And also a good high school buddy of mine, Eric Brown. He just turned 44. Happy birthday to you also. And also to Gwendolyn L. Jenkins, Jenny Simmons, Cameron H. Miller, Kristen Angel Shaw, and Ramon Cooper. All of my Facebook friends who are celebrating their birthday today. Thank you. And while we're here, since it's 10:29 going on 10:30, I might as well go into Word Origins.
Do it.
Yeah, Word Origins by John Ato. We also have, the word of the day is conserve.
Conserve.
Yes. The Latin referring to Latin servare, S-E-R-V-A-R-E, meant kept or preserved. It was not related to service, slave, source of English servant, servant. Among the compounds formed, it were preserve, guarded in advance, and using the intensive prefix com, C-O-A, as conservere. This passed into English Old French conserver. Amongst its derivatives are conservation, conservative, first used in modern political sense by J. Wilson Croker in 1830. And conservatory, whose French original conservatoire was reborrowed in the 18th century in the sense musical academy.
Yeah.
So there you have it. We have word origins, and the word of the day is conserve.
Give yourself an applause here. Conserve.
Thank you very much.
I need to conserve my anger so that when I get up before the press, I can release it.
Yes. Speaking of...
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Where's the kaboom? You're making me very angry. Yes.
All right, what else is what else we got there, Derek?
Oh yes. By the way, speaking of blowing a gasket, today today's who said it first is basically who said this first. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
They're perfect. Perfect. Oh.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
No more, baby.
Mr.
You see this nice guy here? This nice guy? I just dropped the letter N.
Yes.
The nonsense, and I'm the Iceman.
Yes. This developed from a stern dictum uttered by Leo DeRocher, manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers baseball team from 1939 to 1946, and misquoted later as "nice guys finish last." In his autobiography, DeRocher pointed out that his original statement was actually 4 separate statements. They're all nice guys. They'll finish last.
Yeah.
Nice guys finish last.
There you
go. Subsequent reporters and headline writers condensed his words into a neater epigram. Although he denounced the restructuring of his original line, that did not stop DeRocher from entitling his autobiography "Nice Guys Finish Last."
Yeah.
From this, there developed an image of nice guys seeming to lack some fiber or strength. 3 decades later, after DeRocher during the U.S. election campaign in 1972. A slight development of DeRocher's decree surfaced twice. A contender for the vice president was Senator Edmund Muskie, whose polite manner and gentlemanly personality seemed to some to be ill-suited for a vigorous political arena.
Yep.
Journalist David Broderin referred to him as a cautious, cool Mr. Nice Guy. The team's strategy to realign his image into something more edgy and independent was identified as No More Mr. Nice Guy. During the same campaign, journalist Robert Novak was denied a seat on presidential candidate Senator McGovern's campaign plane, and instead was dispatched to the Senate secondary craft carrying camera crews and technicians. Not pleased, Novak told McGovern's press aide Dick Daugherty, "From now on, no more Mr. Nice Guy." Seizing the moment, Alice Cooper's shock rock song "No More Mr. Nice Guy" was released a few months later.
Yeah.
No more Mr. Clean.
You know, he's now a minister, right? Alice Cooper?
Well, yeah. Well, that's
he turned it on. Oh, well.
Yeah, because his dad used to be a minister. It's kind of funny. Like, all the preacher's kids do the most crazy, outlandish stuff, right?
I know. Alice Cooper, could you imagine him in the pulpit? I mean, here's a guy that sang No More Mr. Nice Guy. Like ATT says, nice guys finish first, David and Goliath. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But, in this world, unfortunately...
Well, he also did Only Women Bleed, too, didn't he?
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
Anyway, all I'm saying is, look, yes, it's true. I mean, we can't think of... we can't say that nice guys, finish last all the time. It's like saying only the good die young, right?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we got a lot of young people that are horrible.
Yeah.
Evil.
Very, 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 very.
You almost wish they died young. But anyway, all I'm saying is, no more Mr. Nice Guy for me. Because that's exactly what they're going to do to me when I come to them with this issue. They're just going to laugh it off. That's what's going to happen to them. Like Godzilla, I'm going to go in and spray them all with fire.
Well,
and stomp on them.
Blasting is either.
Stomp on those fake little buildings they got downtown.
Yeah.
Those so-called little buildings like they have in Tokyo.
Yes.
Cause an earthquake like they have in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not bullshitting now.
I'm bullshitting.
Oh, that's why. My brother said that's why they don't die, because they are not good. Exactly.
Yeah.
But look, they say only the good die young, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's what they say.
mean, maybe that's true.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's still,
Yeah. So what's your excuse, Derek? You're a nice guy. You're still around.
Oh, no. I guess I'm still waiting for some of the people that...
Maybe you're not as nice as you seem, Derek.
Probably so. You're probably
Evil
right.
bastard.
I'm trying to wait for the SOBs who gave me hell during my teenage years to croak first.
Wow.
Pee on their grave.
Anyway.
Anyway,
no, Edward's not the bad brother. Not even close.
Not even close. Who is the bad brother?
I'm not gonna go there, but it's not Edward. Anyway, he is part of a cult. Oh Lord, I love it. Anyway,
I do. Yeah, I want. Well, we already went through the word.
We went word origin, word Smith, word that.
So what we're trending now? Okay, we can go to trending.
Let's go to trending.
We have the top 10 going from number 10 to number 1. This is the trending now. The top 10 subjects talked about on Yahoo.com. Number 10 is the Butler coach. Number 9 is Venezuela Snowden. Number 8, Warlow True Blood. Number 7, Despicable Minions. Number 6, Coptic Priest Killed. Number 5, Matt Barkley. Number 4, Shazam app. Number 3, the female inmates sterilized. Number 2, Gerard Butler. This is Sparta! And number 1 is Lamar Odom. So pick which one.
The Minion one, and then I want to go to that sterilized women's prison, because how do they make babies? I mean, they're women. I mean, besides the fact that they can't have a male there giving them...
We have male people working in women's prisons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is true because you do it because there are some female CEOs working in men's prisons. Unfortunately, they keep getting knocked up in certain.
All right, let's look at that Minion one.
Okay, Despicable Minions. Okay.
What is that about?
Oh, okay.
Despicable Minion.
Despicable Minions upset. I guess in the box office fight, looks like Despicable Minions 2 upstaged Johnny Depp from The Lone Ranger in the weekend movie box office.
There you go.
Looks like the animated sequel, Despicable Me 2, hauled an impressive $82.5 million in the United States and Canada this Friday through Sunday, more than double the week 29.4 million of Walt Disney's big-budget western, The Lone Ranger, which stars Depp as the masked man's Native American partner, Tonto.
Okay, well, what the hell are those yellow things anyway? They look like the pills I pop when I, what do you call
I thought they were like one-eyed Twinkies, but that's a whole other
What
story.
are they?
They're like one of the minions from Despicable Me. I think there's
No,
one.
I know, but what are they supposed to be? They look like these yellow eggs running around
minions.
with pants on.
They're just basically minions. I thought they were just some one-eyed Twinkies. Well, actually, I thought they were just, some of them got two eyes. I thought they were just basically just some demonic Twinkies or something.
Well, that's terrible. The Lone Ranger's going to be, it's on its way, moving the worst movie of the year.
For real?
And, Tara,
Worse
did
than,
you go see it? What do you think of it?
Was it worse than After Fright, After Earth, worse than Will Smith's movie? It must be really bad then.
I watched White House Down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just saw the whole movie, but the end of the movie, there was a little clip there that made sense to me.
Okay, don't spoil it. I want to check it out, whether by you or through, maybe in the weekend.
So I gotta wait.
Yeah.
Slacker.
I'm on a budget, man. Jeez.
Oh yeah, they burnt all the churches and beheaded and killed the Coptic Christians. I know.
Well, anyway,
that's in Egypt. Terrible. Go ahead.
As I know, Despicable Me was, like I said, was the #1 movie this weekend. This delayed or extended.
Did it have money?
4th of July weekend. It made $82 million from Friday to Sunday night, giving its cumulative gross $142.1 million from July 4th, I guess, through on to the rest of the weekend, since 4th of July was on a Thursday.
Yeah.
$142 million total. The Lone Ranger debuted at number 2 with $29.4 million, with this cumulative gross of $48.9 million, just under $50 million. The Heat, which was last week's number 2 movie, second movie of last week, made $25 million, making its gross so far total gross of $86.4 million. Monsters University, which was last week's #1 movie by Walt Disney and Pixar, made $19.5 million. It squeaked by number 4, so they have two Walt Disney movies in the top 5, reaching the $216 million mark, $200 million mark. So Monsters University made $219.5 million this past weekend. They reached the $200 million mark easily. World War Z is in number 5, the Brad Pitt movie about the zombies taking over, with $18.2 million this past weekend, number 5, reaching $158.8 million total. White House Down is number 6 with $13.5 million, with a top gross, total gross of $50.5 million. Man of Steel is in number 7, still in the top 10 with $11.4 million, reaching $271 million total. Kevin Hart, Let Me Explain, debuted at number 8. It's a stand-up comedy movie. It's a concert film by Kevin Hart. Have you seen him? He's known in many movies such as 40-Year-Old Virgin and Soul Plane and a lot of other movies, and Think Like a Man last year. It made $17.5 million total. This is the end. The Judd Apatow movie with Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill made $5.8 million. Dropped from 6 to number 9 with $80.6 million total. And Now You See Me, the Magician movie with Morgan Freeman, it rounds out the top 10 with $2.7 million and a total gross of $110.4 million. Yeah. And those are your top 10 movies.
Wow. Let's do birthdays real quick, since we haven't done that in a while, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's
Let's
right.
do birthdays. Let's see. And make sure pick out people that everybody
we know.
knows.
Yeah, I'll definitely will do that.
Let's do We're gonna do birthdays. By the way, anybody out there's birthday, happy birthday.
Yes.
And if not, then happy day.
Yeah, happy day to you.
That's that you're alive.
Yes, yes. Every day above ground is a happy day.
Speaking of movies that gay.
Yes.
Guess
Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, he's turned 15 years old today. Actor, dancer, and rapper who won an MTV Award for his performance in The Pursuit of Happiness, co-starring with his dad, Will Smith. He's turned 15 years old today, and also with hit films. He worked with his dad for the third time with the movie After Earth was directed by M. Night
which is
Shyamalan.
a bomb.
I guess not as bad as...
so was I Am Legend.
Yeah, well... It made 178.
I Am Legend. I don't think he did.
I heard After Earth didn't go quite as bad as The Lone Ranger. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Kevin Bacon. It's also his birthday today. He's 55. Turned 55 years old today. He is a prolific TV and film actor. Became known for his roles in Footloose and Apollo 13, and won a Golden Globe Award for his role in The River Wild. Country singer Toby Keith. He turns 52 years old today. He is a singer-songwriter, producer, became the Country Music Academy Entertainer of the Year in 2002 and 2003. Michael Weatherly, American TV actor, best known to audiences as Agent DiNozzo in the CBS hit series NCIS. He turns 45 years old today. Sophia Bush, TV actress who appeared on Nip and Tuck and One Tree Hill. She's 31 years old. Beck Hansen, better known as Beck, he is a California singer-songwriter known for his creative music styles. I have one of his songs that he made back in '94 called Loser. He turns 43 years old. Lance Gross, famous for the TV sitcom Tyler Perry's House of Pain. He turns 32 years old today.
That's another horrible show. I think it's stupid.
Oh, yeah?
They try too hard to be funny and they're not.
Yeah.
What else?
Also, Angelica Houston, the Academy Award-winning actress who's the daughter of John Huston.
Yes.
She won an Oscar
great
for
actress.
honor.
She's not really given a lot of credit, but that woman is a great actress.
Oh, yes. Very, very
Her father was better, but she's great.
Mm-hmm. She played Morticia in the Addams Family movies with played opposite Raul Julia.
Yeah, and she played in that, I believe she played in that movie, the one I was talking about. The one with the women that live forever or some bullshit with... I'm not sure if she was her. No, it wasn't. It was Meryl Streep.
Okay.
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, and that was a good trivia. It says Johnny Jenkins' riff is sampled on "Loser" by Beck.
Yeah, Johnny Jenkins. Yeah.
Johnny Jenkins.
Yeah,
okay.
Johnny Jenkins. They have a tribute to Johnny Jenkins.
Makin's Own.
Yeah, he won a Makin's Own.
Makin's Own. How about that? Makin's Own sample.
Songwriter and
immortalized
and by the way, he mentioned Harrison Ford's birthday's on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Now that he's a homeboy.
Yes.
Actually ate in our restaurant.
Through 42, yeah. That's
what
awesome.
else?
He was also in 42. By the way, the movie 42 that was filmed here last year is coming out on DVD on the 16th, July 16th, on DVD and Blu-ray.
Don't bootleg it.
Yeah, don't bootleg it. Hey, I worked too doggone hard.
Yeah, you're all invited to his party. That's right, Ed.
Yes.
We're going to party for Harrison Ford on Monday next week.
Angelica Houston, she turned 62 today. Let's see, Robert Knepfler. He was one of the best known for his role as Samuel Sullivan in Heroes. Appeared in the crime drama Breakout Kings. He turns 54. Rocky Carroll, as we said, he plays the role of Dr. Keith Wells on the medical drama Chicago Hope. He plays the CIA director on NCIS, as I mentioned earlier. He plays with Michael Weatherly and Mark Harmon on that show, hit show on CBS. He turns 50. Steve Lawrence, he sang popular hits with his wife Edie Gourmet since 1960. He turns 78. The late actor Marty Feldman was born on this day, 1933, and died 1982. He was a crazy-eyed comic actor.
Yeah, he was great.
He played Igor in Young Frankenstein.
He was a great British comedian.
Yes.
He came out a couple of times on Benny Hill.
Yeah. He would have been 80 years old today. Wolfgang Puck, Austrian chef who became a celebrity favorite at Spago's in Hollywood. He turned 64 years old today. Jack Lambert, former NFL linebacker who had an 11-year career with the Pittsburgh Steelers and a 9-time Pro Bowl selection. He turned 61 years old today. Jake McDormand played on the role Evan in the TV series Greek alongside Tiffany DuPont. Let's see, who else? Kathleen Robertson, she turns 40 years old today. She's a Canadian actress who was best known and began her career on Beverly Hills 90210, the original one, back on Fox. Billy Eckstein was born in this time in 1914. He would have been, he died 20 years ago in 1993. He would have been 99 years old had he lived. He was a band leader and singer who recorded That Old Black Magic Has Me in a Spin back in 1942. Nelson Rockefeller, who was born in 1908 in this year, long before Jay-Z. It's the rock. Yes, he was the vice president and New York governor and John D. Rockefeller's grandson. And he was the vice president for Gerald Ford. And Billy Crudup, age 45, he'd appeared in movies such as Big Fish and Dedication. Jeffrey Tambor, he was known on television shows such as Arrested Development and The Larry Sanders Show, and also the hit movie There's Something About Mary. He turned 69 years old today. And Jordan Burroughs, Olympic freestyle wrestler who took home the gold in the 2012 London Games. Country blues singer Joan Osborne, who released Bring It On Home in 2012 last year. She turns 51 years old. And Valerie Pettiford, Tony Award-winning actress, known for her role on stage in Fosse on Broadway, and her role as Big Dee Dee Thornton in the television series Half and Half. Wow, she turns 53. How about that? And one more person.
One more. My brother mentioned Harry Belafonte. I wonder why he mentioned him. Not his birthday today.
No, it's not his birthday, no. Oh, Jerry Vale. Jerry Vale, adult contemporary artist back in the 50s and 60s, is best known for the #1 1964 single, Have You Looked Into Your Heart? He turns 81 years old today.
Tyrell London said Donnie Curry's eyes are malfunctioning. All right, the PC is falling. Deo. All right, here we go. I want to really thank all of the people here, especially that they've had us as #1 now for the last couple of hours. It really goes to show that maybe we're not doing such a bad job, right, Derek?
Yeah.
We're trying
I'm
to
just
make
telling
this
the birthdays, Bean. I'm just
and we're trying to make this show interesting. When we have people like Michelle Stacy on, saying that she wants her color to be like pink clitoris color.
Who's Radio Mac?
And it's kind of nice.
I don't know. Maybe it must be a new guy.
By the way, we need more colors, but the problem is that you're saying that Rocco is blue when in fact Rocco's showing up yellow on my screen. And ATT and Tara London are showing up along with Ned Stark and BS Sports Cars, who hasn't said a word since he's been on here. How are you? They're all blue. And you're the only one that's purple. But anyway,
okay.
By the way, the bean is pink.
Okay. Yeah, Michelle Stacy is purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess what was the other story you were talking about? Female inmates in training.
Yeah. Bring that up.
Yes, it's. I think this is a wing dang doodle up here. Matter of fact, I got another wing dang doodle story to talk about before we leave. It says here that female inmates sterilized in California prisons without approval. Says that doctors on a contract with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation sterilized nearly 150 female inmates from 2006 to 2010 without required state approvals. The Center of Investigative Reporting has found at least 148 women received tubal ligations in violation of prison rules during those 5 years. And there were perhaps 100 more dating back to the late 1990s, according to state documents and interviews. It says from 1997 to 2010, the state paid doctors $147,000 plus to perform the procedure, according to a database of contracted medical services for state prisoners. The women were signed up for the surgery while they were pregnant and housed at either the California Institution for Women in Corona or Valley State Prison for Women in Chowchilla, which is now a men's prison. It says former inmates and prisoner advocates maintain that prison medical staff coerced the women, targeting those deemed likely to return to prison in the future. Crystal Wynn, former Valley State Prison inmate who worked in the prison's infirmary during 2007, said she often overheard medical staff asking inmates who had served multiple prison terms to agree to be sterilized.
Hello? Well, I already talked to her, and I'm on my way
Who's Radio
to
Matt?
keep going, Derek.
Well,
And I'm
anyway,
on my way to
Miss
to
Wynn, Miss Crystal
Griffin's.
Wynn, she's 28 years
I'm
of
meeting
age.
MAC there.
Said they were treated like animals and they
But
didn't want to.
she
and
talked to
act
me
like
already.
they didn't
She's
want to
not
breathe
even
them
at
anymore.
work. She's giving me all
One
this dark
more
stuff.
Valley State
I
inmate who
do
gave
God's
birth to a
work
son
and
back in
blah, blah, blah.
October 2006
I said, look,
said the
you know,
institution's
she said, you of all
OBGYN,
people,
Dr. James
I'm
Heinrich,
surprised that you're doing
repeatedly
that. I said,
pressured
look,
her to agree to a
you know,
tubal ligation.
I'm
And
upset
according to
that
another one,
I've been trying to get a
Christina
hold of
Cordero
you.
says as soon
You
as he
knew
found
about
out that
this
I had
since
5
Friday.
kids,
You didn't
he
bother
suggested
calling
I
me.
should
Why
look
didn't
into
you
getting
phone
it
him?
done
Well,
since the closer to
somehow you
I
got
got
in
to my
touch with
due
me on
date, the more he
Facebook, and I
talked about
responded
it.
right away.
Ms. Cordero is 34 years old and who had spent 2 years in prison for auto theft. He said she said that he made me feel like a bad mother if I didn't do it. Ms. Cordero was released in 2008, now living in Oakland, California, agreed to do it, but she says today, I wish I would have never had done it. She regrets it. During an interview with CIR, Heinrich said he provided an important service to poor women who faced health risk in future pregnancies because of past cesarean sections. The 69-year-old Bay Area physician denied pressuring anyone and expressed surprise that the local contract doctors had charged for the surgeries. He described the $147,460 total as minimal. He says over a 10-year period, that isn't a huge amount of money. Dr. Heinrich says as compared to what you save in welfare, paying for these unwanted children as they procreated more. So the top medical event manager at Valley State Prison from 2005 from 05 to 08 characterized the surgeries as an empowerment issue for female inmates, providing them the same options as women on the outside. Don Martin, a licensed psychologist, also claimed that some pregnant women, particularly those on drugs who were homeless, would commit crimes so they would return to prison for better health care. Now that is a wing dang doodle, don't you think so, Ed? I mean, even women inmates. It's bad that they're getting sterilized, but also they're trying to get pregnant in order to go to prison to have better health care. And that's really messed up. People instead of going to hospitals, people are actually going to jail for their health care. For their health care. Can you believe that? I mean, what's worse? Next thing you know, people are going to be going to jail just to get free cable. It's almost, it's something that's really freaky about that. Speaking of freakiness, there was another story, crazy story that you sent me, Ed. I couldn't even believe it until I read it. It basically says that letting your kids play outside is now illegal? What? Really? Really? Says mom was arrested for letting her kids play outside. Her name, Tammy Cooper, a stay-at-home mom from La Porte, Texas, was accused of child endangerment and even spent the night in jail. For what, you ask? For letting her children play outside. Ms. Cooper said that she was arrested after police pulled up in front of her home on a tip from one of her neighbors. Tammy claims that Ms. Cooper claims that she was quote unquote out there the entire time sitting in her lawn chair as her children, ages 9 and 6, were riding motorized scooters in the cul-de-sac where she lives. Despite her daughter clinging to the policeman's leg, begging him not to take my mommy to jail, quote unquote, the officer did just that, and Tammy Cooper spent 18 hours in an orange jumpsuit in a jail cell. La Porta Police Department said issue a statement which reads as follows, quote, "We are confident in the known actions of the respondent officers. In addition, officers did contact the Harris County District Attorney's Office while on the scene that evening, upon which their office accepted charges of abandoning a child on Ms. Cooper," unquote. Says the erroneous charges against Ms. Cooper were eventually dropped. However, Tammy Cooper is suing the city and claims that she has already burned through $7,000 in legal fees dealing with this matter. That is just straight up messed up. I mean, how can you just so basically you could go to jail for being responsible. Is that it now? You can go to jail for being responsible now? What's this world coming to, Ed? I don't know, Ed. Yeah, I mean, do you have anything
Go to hell in a handbasket quick.
Oh, it's already in the handbasket now. It's in hell in the handbasket, just like one old lady once said, gonna bust hell wide open wearing gasoline drawers. But Oh my goodness, it's just crazy, man. I'm sorry. Seems like there is a glitch. I'm gonna try to see if I can change it by refreshing it. Hopefully that'll work. It's
What happened?
says there's a glitch or something. My picture froze on there with
You're frozen in time, man.
yeah.
We'll wake you up at the end of the world.
Yes. Yeah. When I just know it. Yeah. And it would be messed up though. While I'm frozen in time, I actually have pictures. Actually had me in a hot tub with the real Senadores, and I don't even remember a doggone thing. That's messed up, don't you think? Well, it's 10:57. We're actually going on 10:58 right now. It's 78 degrees. Actually, the sun is actually putting up a fight against the clouds. It's partly cloudy right now with the sun in Macon, Georgia. It's 78 and sunny so far, partly cloudy, with a high of 87 and a low of 72 degrees. There will be some showers later on this afternoon, maybe some thunderstorms as well. And could you believe, according to the local weather report, we've been had almost 2 weeks of consecutive rain, 12 days in a row of consecutive rain, nearly 2 weeks since June 26th. We had nothing but nonstop rain, and well, some rain. We've had some rain to come down in Macon, Georgia, and that's got to be a record. I mean, despite the fact that we had a drought last year, I mean, it's like night and day. It's like total 180 right now compared to what we had last year. I mean, last year we were filming 42, and it was like 95, 98, 100, 101, 102, 103 degrees outside. I mean, it's like a total 180 right now. I'm surprised we actually still having temperatures in the 80s. The high 80s. We're barely breaking 90 right now, but that's neither here nor there. On another note, I just want to say thank you to all of our friends, all of our fans watching us right now. DS Photo Guy, Earl Big Skillet, Rosalind Nicole, the Bean Plastic Canvas, ATT Beer Sports Call, Edward Mappa, LBJ, Michelle Stacy, Mr. Mike, Rocco, Rush 2929, Snow Sparks, also Too Much, Tower of London, also who else? Post Positive Vibe, Ned Stark, Too Much, and Zappa 1. I'd like to thank you for watching us.
Hold on 1 second. I want to say goodbye to my chatters because I've been on the show. Okay, you got it, buddy. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
And also Urek Wildcat. Who
By
was
the way,
here earlier.
Urek, I'm going to be calling you in a minute. I want to ask you a couple of questions, Urek. Please don't go.
Yeah, thank you, Tower. Appreciate it. I appreciate it, man, because I definitely need the money. Those who don't know, I have to drive to North Carolina tomorrow for a big audition. Please wish me luck. Good luck on it, because I definitely need the money.
Yes, he can. Tower, yes, you'll see me tomorrow. There's going to be a boatload of people out there, including one of the commissioners. Joe Allen is going to be there, and David Kushner will be there. You're going to be there. All of you are running for mayor. I think it's going to be exciting to see you all together shaking hands.
Mm-hmm.
I thank you, ATT. I hope I get a new puppy. And you are done mourning? No, I'm not until I have this press conference, and I'm going to call on this woman to be fired. It's going to be a long week. But I want to thank everybody for staying on. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being a part of my life and being friends and everything that you guys do. Michelle, easy on Rocco. After all, he's
yes, go back to your
one
corners.
of our brothers.
Yes, go back to your corners.
Yeah.
Play
Go
nice.
back in your corners.
Rosalind, just want to say thank you. Just want to say thank you very much for being staying on the show with us.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I will hopefully bring back
Edwin,
to
my brother, thank you. I love you, and hope everything is doing well. We are still number one, folks.
Yes.
Even right now, at the end of our show, which never really happened. So thank you all for loving us. And
No, actually number 2. We're number 1 under people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're still number 2 under the smoking guy.
Yeah, under the smoking guy.
Still like to know who that other guy they were talking about, Mac, whatever.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
we gone.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, and wish me luck for tomorrow. Right after the show, I'm going to be going to North Carolina.
Yeah, and he's going to say maybe it's going to be a one-man show because he's got to stay overnight.
possibly. And the filming, hopefully I'll be back maybe Thursday. They may be, if I get the job, they may be filming Friday and Saturday.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll play it by ear, but I hope you're on, because, God, this is hard to carry a one-man show.
Oh, yeah, it's very heavy.
Maybe we can have somebody from the chat come in and sit in for you.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. Maybe get Chris or Mike. What's his name?
Yeah.
Mike.
Get somebody in here.
Yeah. That'd be great. It's 11:02 right now. It's 78 degrees in Macon. You take care of yourselves. Rest in peace, Lexi. And also, happy birthday to all our people. Happy birthday, Munali. I hope you're watching the show. That was my birthday gift to you. Anyway, until then.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Skype the co-host. All right.
See you next time. And remember, can you smell what the roast is brewing? We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
There's supposed to be a kaboom!